Dragon's Greed Gaming, and we are back with some Warhammer 40,000 Wrath and Glory. You are joining us for episode number 2 of Mork's Madboyz, our all-orc campaign. Thank you so much for joining us as we delve back into the grim dark of the 41st millennium. I am your host, the Great Unclean One, and I welcome you all, old listeners and new. As always, be sure you stop by on Facebook and give us a like and a subscribe. Stop by Spreaker where we host the podcast, or subscribe to our YouTube channel and all that good stuff as well. And be sure to leave us a 5-star review on Apple Podcasts or iTunes and help us continue to grow the channel. Also, before we begin, happy to once again say that today's episode is sponsored by Manscaped. Yes, we are back talking about shaving our balls and all sorts of good male grooming habits and products. Manscaped was kind enough to send myself, Eric, Sean, and Kyle a really cool kit that had a whole bunch of new goodies inside, and just want to talk about them a little bit. So last week we talked a bit about our favorite thing that was in the pack or in the set. Today we're just going to tell a little bit more about things we thought were cool or we enjoy about them. One thing that I realized that I like, I actually did try the nose trimmer finally. I don't really have a whole lot of nose hair, so I guess it's not really the perfect product for me. But I have used other ones in the past, and this one actually seemed to be able to cut the hairs rather than just make the noise of cutting hairs and not actually do anything. So I enjoyed it, like it. I suggest it. Also, was it the ball toner? Very helpful. Very hot this week in Chicago, and great way to spritz yourself up and get a little freshness down there. Also, be sure to check out the Lawnmower 4.0. That is their main electric razor, which is waterproof, and it's great. It's got a little light on it, nice little charging station. You can use it in the shower, and it's got a couple adjustment tools as well when you're, if you want to vary the length of your work down there. So check it out. You will not be disappointed, gentlemen. Any gentleman out there, highly recommend it. Take care of your stuff. Take care of your jewels. It's the right thing to do. Sean, how about you? What do you want to share today?
I also use the weed whacker for the nose and ear. I don't have a lot of either, but I work with people in a physical office and do a lot of interviewing, so I don't want to accidentally have little nose hairs dangling down while I'm talking to people, so it's very helpful. I've also used ones before, just kind of like attachment ones for other razors, and the other ones didn't feel as good, so having like a separate actual tool for it definitely feels nice, so I like it.
That reminds me, I remember what I was going to say. I'm struggling here. My brain is falling behind. One thing I really like about the Manscaped lawnmower is that, unlike using like a regular razor, all right, you're not getting super right down to the skin, which means you're not itchy when your hair starts to grow back. It cuts it just short enough where it's pretty much gone, but there's just a little tiny bit there, and that prevents having itchy crotch, which no one likes. And
Yes, no razor burn.
yes, no razor burn. Nobody wants to see you itching your crotch, especially if you don't have a reason to. So, yes, that's what I wanted to say. Very good for that. Highly, highly recommend. Eric?
So what I wanted to kind of talk about was because I was kind of a user beforehand, they have the Peak Performance Package, or the Peak Hygiene Plan, where like once a quarter, so like every 3 months, for $15, they send you a replacement blade and a another product of your choice, or if you don't pick, they just pick one for you. And then you can kind of rotate through all their products and kind of see what it is you like and whether or not you want to like well, next time I want to make sure I get that product because I used it all the time, or maybe I'll pass on this one next time and kind of just stock up on the blades to keep you nice and sharp and keep you going.
So is it kind of like a subscription type thing you sign up for, and then you pay that every 3 months?
Yep, about every 3 months. It's like $14.99, so like $16 after tax. And they just every once a quarter you get a little box in the mail with a couple new products.
Gotcha.
And
Okay.
as long as you're on that plan, that keeps your warranty going too. So if anything would ever go wrong, I know on my first one, the little flashlight went out, so they sent me out a new one. So they stand behind their products.
Good to know. Good to know. And wrapping it up for us, Kyle.
Oh man, well, I love their products, but I decided to write some haiku for Manscaped. So
Man, this might be a first.
yeah. Anyway, do you like your balls? Please them with Manscaped products. Try the lawnmower. Thank you.
Well, there you go,
Okay.
folks. I mean,
See, oh no, I have
Oh, there's
plenty
more?
more. Oh,
Oh,
absolutely. Oh
Okay.
yeah. Not just for balls, dude. Manscaped does boxer briefs. Sexy boxer briefs. Manscaped wants to help. Hey, your bush is just too big. Trim that shit, my guy. And then to tie in what we're doing here, Dragon's Greed Gaming and Manscaped want to please you. 20% off. Thank you.
It's true. It's true, folks. Go to manscaped.com right now, and when you get to checkout, use the discount code DRAGONGREED. All one word. I don't know if it's caps or not. They certainly sent it to me in all caps, but Dragon Greed, no S, a single dragon. Dragon Greed, and you will get 20% off your order. Go to Manscaped, take care of your family jewels. Your friends and family will thank you, or at least your significant other / spouse will, and we'll thank you as well. And so will your balls. So please go to Manscaped, try out that code, and show everybody a little love. We appreciate it. But beyond that, we are back with some Warhammer 40,000 episode 2. Why don't we go around the usual digital table and tell us who you are, who you're playing, and anything else you want to share with the listeners, and then we will dive right in. I honestly don't remember how we did. Oh, we did seniority last week, so if you guys can remember that, go right ahead and get started.
Okay. I think that'd be me. Kyle. I'm Kyle. I will be playing Grave Scorcher, a Burna Boy, and pursuer of grots that have deep-seated issues and creepy voices in my head.
That's right. You had the possessed grot last week. Excellent.
Hi, I'm Eric. I play Loktar, the sneaky orc that's a little stranger than the others. So I'll be hiding in the shadows. My big, green, muscular self.
Hi, I'm Sean, and I'm playing Peppa MD, the Orc Pain Boy. So he'll try to patch up the homies when they get hurt, or stitch new cool gear onto them if he can. Yeah, and I played the first session of Strahd last night. So it was fun.
No. Oh, Sean, come on. We've been over this.
Chris, I
What are
swear,
you doing?
most of that
doing?
had to have been your DM, okay?
I meant to. This is a good segue. I was going to ask you if your Friday night group has reconvened for something else.
Yeah, I mean, we had finished the original campaign, so we took a break and we're just kind of hanging out. And so then yesterday was the start of the new campaign, which is Strahd.
Are you running it or playing in it?
I am playing in it, yeah. So one of the players is now the DM.
What are you playing?
I'm playing a monk.
What kind of monk?
It's like a new one that allows you to like heal people if you want, or hurt people with extra punching damage. So thought I'd do a little bit of healing since no one in our party was playing an actual healer.
Resuscitate your teammates with their punches.
Basically, yep.
That sounds like a D&D game that might actually be interesting if there's no healer.
Well, there's no real healer, so
There
I can.
might actually be a chance for someone to die.
This is true.
What are you? Are you a human, an orc?
An air genasi. It's like the air elemental.
A what?
Humanoid.
What'd you call me?
The air genasi or ganasi.
Oh, Jesus. Get out of here with your fucking stupid shit. Okay, moving on. Matt, tell us who you are.
I'm Matt. I'm playing Ed Aka, our mech boy. That's it.
All right. Straight to the point, as most orcs are. Cool. I'm the host. I'm the GM. I'm the Great Unclean One. And we're weaving a crazy tale in the depths of space in the 41st millennium. Alas, we left. We met our characters, orcs who were part of a feral orc tribe that many moons ago had been captured and enslaved by a rogue trader by the name of Amelita Casadora, and they had been spirited away on her dauntless light-class cruiser, the Vindication, and generations later, they continue to slave away in the plasma drive engine room of this ship. However, as the generations have gone on, the original orcs that were originally captured have long since died, and have been replaced by newer orcs over the years. And as the generations have continued to spawn and grow, the memory of being torn from their jungle home and the name of their home planet, if it even had a name, has been long forgotten. At this point, your tribe is rather enthusiastic, strangely enthusiastic, one might say, about their new lot in life. And despite being quote-unquote slaves, they've taken to this new life with strange zeal, actually becoming a bit of an integral part of the crew, and occasionally being used by the rogue trader to go out and fight and kill stuff when she needs a little bit more muscle. We met our four characters, we met a couple of the other NPCs, Iron Jaws, the big knob, who's kind of the de facto leader of the tribe, although he hasn't really established himself as war boss yet, but he's certainly on the way to do that. Then there was Shornscar, the weird boy, the orc psyker, the elder of the tribe, who's kind of passed down the legend of the tribe from generation to generation. And then we met Zingitz, the rambunctious and kind of de facto leader of the Gretchen, who also seems to be a tinkerer of sorts. One orc we did not meet last week, because I did not have my notes all in line, was the big mech of the tribe. He is basically the head mech boy. Obviously, he's bigger than all the other mech boys, but he's also the craziest and has the weirdest inventions. He is a big orc by the name of Mulgrim, and he has one large yellow bionic eye covering his head and a weird set of goggles that have all sorts of strange wires and cords that hook into his backpack and other cybernetics. And like most mech boys, he is quite the tinkerer and quite the inventor. And we met the rogue trader and her crew, her kind of inner circle that more or less are her immediate second in commands and things of that nature. And we learned that the orcs had, or the ship had come to a system known as the Virgo system. And the Commissar Victoria Blaze, had emerged and told you guys that to get the ground party ready, as some of you were going to be sent down to a planet called Charcion to investigate some supposed archeotech ruins. And when you were gearing up, the tech priest, Octarius, on the ship had explained for you to be on the lookout for any sort of old tech that you might find when you are down in these ruins. You then loaded up into your shuttle and made your way down to the moon, Charcion. I'm sorry, the planet is Charcion. You're actually going to the moon of Capra. And you found a moon very similar to Luna, right outside of Terra, a basically dusty, sandy planet with craters and dunes, and really no atmosphere and low gravity. I believe it was Headhacka who saw in the distance that there was some sort of city that basically is in like a giant dome bubble. But other than that, the moon's surface looked very barren and empty. You guys sat down at the entrance to a cave where you entered, and yourselves, along with Iron Jaws and about half a dozen other orcs, started to explore the tunnels. Iron Jaws stomped off by himself down one tunnel, telling everyone else to look around and find something. Clearly agitated, there was nothing for him to fight or kill. And then you guys went down another path, eventually finding a hidden pathway, a hidden door, and found yourselves inside some sort of old structure installation, clearly showing the signs of some sort of battle and also just really old age with tunnels collapsed and things of that nature, claw marks and strange wreckages. You eventually found a sort of command center, but most of the tech there seemed to be broken or unusable. And while messing around with that, someone had set off an old security system, and 2 heavy bolter turrets had dropped from the ceiling and opened fire. One of them wasting one of your orc buddies, and the other one opening fire on Painboy Peppa. And then Headhacka decided to blow it up with his custom Mega Blaster and almost took Dr. Peppa with him. But luckily, Dr. Peppa had an amazing roll on his 2 dodge dice. I believe he rolled double 6s, if I recall.
It was 1 dodge dice, Chris.
Oh, 1 dodge dice with a 6. So
Yeah.
it was two successes on 1 dice.
Right.
Yeah, incredible. And a critical on top of that.
Yeah.
So yeah, there you are. That's where we left off, and so that's where we're going to begin. I apologize for any first week jitters I may have had last week, players and listeners. I'm still getting into the swing of this, and as always, I'm probably overthinking things and trying to be too prepared, I think. So I'm feeling a little better this week. I'm feeling a little bit more myself, so why don't we hop straight in here? So, any questions before we begin?
No questions, no.
All right. Be sure that you reset your wrath to 2, and you guys will see the glory pools back down to 0. Remember, your maximum glory is 6, because it's either 6 or a number of players plus 2. And then as the GM, I begin with 1 ruin per player, so I have 4. So you guys are there in this command center, the smoking, sparking remains of the 2nd heavy bolter turret dying down as the smoke clears. Dr. Peppa probably dusting himself off and getting up off the ground after suffering a hit. But otherwise, seeking cover behind a council that took the brunt of Headhacka's attack. What do you all do?
How do we recover wounds in this game?
You just had to ask a question like that, didn't you?
I mean, I'm at 50% HP at this point. So yeah.
Well, I know there's the Medicaid skill, but let's look at resting and see how that all works out. I believe it's called Respite. Just looking through Old Foundry here to see. Nope, that's that. Resting. Here we go. Okay, so there are 2 types of rest in this game. There's regroup and respite. A regroup is a short period of downtime lasting around 1 hour. Regrouping generally occurs between encounters and affords you time to check ammo, tend injuries, assess the situation, discuss tactics, and quickly grab something to eat and drink. If you have a Medicae rating, you may heal a single character during a regroup. They regain wounds equal to your Medicae dice pool. The second is a respite. Seeking a place to rest for a long period of time is often difficult in the war-torn galaxy of the 41st millennium. No planet is truly safe from the constant threats that lurk within and without. Those that venture into the most dangerous places often seek respite whenever they can find it. Respite is a long period of downtime lasting at least 2 hours. Lasting at least 6 hours. You can spend 1 to 2 of those hours performing light activities such as reading, eating, and talking, maintaining war gear, or standing watch. If a strenuous activity that lasts for an hour or more interrupts the respite, then the respite must be begun again in order to confer any benefit. If the respite goes uninterrupted, your shock and wounds are reduced to 0. Your wrath points reset to 2. Resetting wrath in this way could increase or didn't decrease your current wrath. And you cannot gain the benefits of a respite if you are dying. Yeah.
Cool. Well,
so those are your 2 options, basically.
When it says stats in Medicaid, is that trained ranks or just whatever sort of pans out based on your stats?
When it says Medicaid rating, that means you have to have at least a single rank in the skill.
Dang. I should have taken a Medicaid rank. I'll put that on the board.
Otherwise, let's look at the actual Medicaid skill, because that may let you do things just right off the way here. Let's see. Okay, Medicaid. Your ability to diagnose and heal. Medicaid can be used to identify diseases and toxins and counteract their effects, as well as to remedy other ailments through first aid or surgery. The difficulty of a Medicaid test is dependent on the condition you're trying to fix or the rarity of what you're trying to identify. A broken bone would be easy to identify, whereas a rare disease would have a high DN to diagnose. You can also use a combat action to make a Medicaid test to accomplish any of the effects below. If you attempt Medicaid on yourself, the DN is increased by 1. Attempting Medicaid on another species also increases the DN by a minimum of 1, with higher penalties for species that are far different from your own. So you can use it for one of 3 things during combat. You can heal wounds. Make a DN3 test to restore a wound to a character. Every shifted icon on this test results in a further additional wound restored. If you have a Medicaid rating, you can heal a single character's wounds during a regroup. They automatically regain a number of wounds equal to your Medicaid dice pool. The second is to remove a condition, such as bleeding. And the third is to restore shock. You can make a DN3 Medicaid test to restore rank plus 1 shock. They've actually got the picture you're using for your character, Sean, in the notes for the Medicaid
Nice.
test.
Very cool.
It's meant to be.
Yep. It's all planned.
So, inside combat, you can do it to heal a single wound plus shifts. Outside of combat, you have to take the respite.
Okay, so we have to take a 1 hour
I'm sorry,
rest.
the regroup. Yeah.
Okay. Well, if you guys are okay with that, otherwise we can just keep pumping on and I will hide in the back.
No, we should hang out here for a bit, and then I can mess with the computer a little bit more.
Sick. So Eppa will begin operating on himself, stitching up wounds.
Now, do you have to make a test for this, or is it just automatic? It says if you have Medicaid rating, you can heal a single character in the group. Yeah, I don't think you make a test for this because you're just resting, so you regain wounds equal to your total dice pool in the Medicaid skill.
Nice. That brings me up to full.
Okay. What is everybody else doing during this time?
Is there like a clear like hallway out of here that we were following?
There's
Like, what's
another
the room look
door that leads out of this room that you haven't checked yet.
What kind of door is it?
Similar to the other ones you've seen in the base.
Is it locked?
No. When you try it, it just takes a little elbow grease, but you do get it open.
Okay, I'm gonna open it slowly.
Hey, you're greeted by another dark corridor.
And like I can't see anything down it. Like,
I
pitch
mean,
black.
yeah, remember, there's no power in the base. You guys are like underground, so you just have the lights on your suits. I mean, so you can see as far as your light goes, but not much beyond that.
Okay, and I can't see anything of note with that light.
Nope. Looks more the same. Dusty, abandoned, and quiet.
I guess I'll just kind of ground around the room, see if I find anything.
Okay, if you want to go ahead and give me a investigate. And Head Hacka and Grave Scorcha, what are you guys doing?
I wanted to prod around on
Ooh.
the computer that played the spooky clip earlier. Let's sort of let the launch the turrets and everything and see if there's any, I don't know, anything else going on besides a short clip of humans getting killed by something.
Give me a tech test, please. Grave
That's,
Scorcha?
Base 3.
Yes. Mhm.
I think Grave Scorcher would follow Loktar and probably investigate further ahead as well.
Okay. You can give me a investigate as well if you'd like.
Okay.
Oh, I'm sure. Sorry, this is an awareness test, not investigate. My mistake.
Oh, okay.
If you guys want to reroll, go ahead.
I mean, not really, but
No, you don't have to. That's fine.
I
they already had
crushed it before, so wow. Okay.
Successes for the tech test.
Amazing.
I'm
Crushed it even
very
better.
observant.
Okay. You've got a shift if you want to use that for anything. Head Hacker, you've got a shift as well.
That's right. I can click on it to see what to do with it.
So Head Hacker, you got one glory automatically because you got the critical, and then you've got an extra 6 that you can shift. Again, on a skill test, you can either shift it to get a point of glory, or you can shift it to make your test better. So you can make it faster, get more information, and improve the quality of it, things like that. I believe there's actually a list in here that says specifically what you can use them for.
I'm just gonna put mine in glory right now.
Yeah, let's see, shifting. Gain information, improve quality, or improve the speed of a skill.
I
Okay.
guess I'd shift one of those into gain information.
Okay. All right. Well, you start working your way through what you can find here, Head Hacka, and it's clear to you that there's really not much in this particular room to find. There's very little power. I mean, there's no power to the base right now. The thing that you found at the recording, you're able to get that to play again. You can make a copy of it if you want, or just take whatever it's recorded on, so you can take that. But there's nothing else to be found here.
All right, I'll snag a copy of the recording, I guess.
All right. And then Grave Scorcha and Loktar, you guys are scrounging around the room, and you find more signs of clearly a fight that had broken out here. There's some of the consoles and terminals that are damaged, smashed, or otherwise burned out. Um, and you see more claw marks and clearly the signs of like weapons that were discharged. Probably projectiles or maybe las weapons, auto guns or las guns. But that's about it. There's not a whole lot to see here.
You lot almost ready? Nothing in here.
I didn't find nothing neither.
Yeah, I'm good.
Yeah, at this point, after about halfway through, there's you can hear some static on your little walkie-talkie that Zingitz gave you at Haka, and whatever he's saying, you can't really make it out. It's getting cut out really, really bad, and there's a lot of static and interference.
I think we should, head out. Let's
Right.
get going.
Do you proceed down the hallway?
Yep.
All right. So you guys continue throughout the base for a couple more minutes. As you guys make your way down these corridors, you find more rooms. You find what was probably a barracks or like a sleeping area of some sort, and an office here and there. There's some places that are collapsed and caved in. You can't make any progress to. You do find a staircase at one point that goes to a lower level, but the entire staircase is just collapsed and there's just no way to get down. It's completely blocked by rubble and either just time with this place falling upon itself or maybe some damage and whatever fight happened. You do find what you're guessing are the remains of humanoids, although they are so old they're basically mummified and dust. What's left of their clothing is just little scraps of what looks like probably some sort of fatigues or like a full uniform. You do find a couple more bits of weapons and armor, mostly flak type armor, very simple stuff, an empty helmet here and there. And when you find something where there might actually be a skeleton still there, if you just touch at it or look at it wrong, it just disintegrates to nothing. Eventually, you guys reach, you find some dead ends. You have to backtrack a couple times. The static on your walkie-talkie continues every now and then. You even have a little trouble getting in contact with Iron Jaws or the other orcs. You're not sure what's causing the interference. Could be because you're underground, or maybe there's something else going on. But eventually, the group of you stumble upon a really, really large room. It's about 4 times the size of what you thought was command center that you were in before. And you realize this looks like it may be some sort of actual command post or maybe a research lab of some sort. And when you guys get in here, again, it's pitch black. Your lights don't even reach to the end of the room. But you see that there is a massive computer terminal that had a huge view screen that kind of dominates part of the room, kind of looks over the other half of the room, and you're kind of up on a raised area, and there's a small staircase of about 5 or 6 steps on either side of that goes down to the lower area. It's almost kind of like being like in a foreman's office in a way. And then there's a bunch of looks like research stations and tables and things of that nature. And although everything is unpowered and very old and there's lots of signs of damage, this definitely looks like there might be tech in this room. Far more than the previous room you guys found.
So I'll scrounge about in the lab areas to see if I can
Can I
find anything useful.
kind of check the ceiling to see if there's anything that looks like what happened last time?
Yeah, you shine your light up there, Loktar, and you can see there's, tiles or, ceiling pieces that have fallen off, and there's tons of dust that moves around as you guys kind of move around. But, I mean, you don't really hear anything that would make it seem like this place is ready to collapse. But again, you can tell that there was certainly a little bit of fighting that went on in here as well. It doesn't look as bad as some of the other parts of the base you found. Maybe there weren't many people in here.
No heavy bolter turrets or anything?
Oh, I see what you're saying. Give me an awareness test for that. I'll give you +1 die since you kind of know what you're looking for now. Pass?
2 success.
Okay, so no, that is a failure. You don't see anything else that looks like any other booby traps or anything like that, or defensive pieces. So you guys notice Loktar's kind of looking around and keeping an eye out for any trouble, but it doesn't seem like he's finding anything. What are the rest of you gonna do?
I want to try to scoop up some tech. What's out in the labs?
Well, you start looking around, and you see there's some of them that have what were probably at one point decent sized like containment tubes, kind of like the ones they had in Aliens, that they had the face huggers in the lab, so maybe about 2-3 feet tall. Most of them appear to be shattered, and if they held anything or any liquid, it's long gone. There is one that you find that is still in one piece, but it does not seem to have anything inside of it. It looks empty, although it is totally coated in dust, so you can't really tell in the dark. There's also the huge computer terminal with the view screen, and looks like there's some sort of big device on the very far end of the room as you're looking around.
I guess I'll check out the large device.
All right, so you really aren't sure what it is when you look at it, Peppa. It's clearly some sort of mechanical or technological piece of equipment. It is about 9 or 10 feet tall. Yeah, probably about 9 feet tall, give or take. It's very blocky, and I mean, to you, it looks like it's part of the wall, or like maybe part of this computer system that's in there. I mean, if you had to guess, maybe it's like some sort of maybe like a battery or a generator. I mean, that's what it looks like to you. It looks like a piece of like mechanical industrial equipment.
Gotcha. So I will yell over to Ed Aka. Boy, check this out. And I'll just kind of like slap my choppa against it a couple times, making a ding sound.
Yeah, it makes exactly that type of noise when you hit it.
What's that? I'll go over to investigate.
Yeah, you take a closer look. Give me either a tech or an awareness test here.
Uh-oh. Oh, that's one of those.
All right.
Complications.
Okay, but you did pass with 8 successes. You have a couple shifts if you want to use them.
I'll throw, I guess, one into information and one into glory. Can I do that? How does this
You should
work?
be able to. Left click on
plus
the one
glory.
you want to
Boom.
shift. Yep.
All right, great.
Okay. Does it let you do it for the other one? Oh, you just do shift. I see.
It goes to shift to question mark.
Oh, okay, I see. I gotcha. Okay. Yeah. Okay. So as you're looking around, you take a closer look at this thing. You can tell that it looks like it detaches from the wall and like the floor that it's on. You can't really tell what it's supposed to be, but it certainly looks like it can be detached or removed. As you're doing this, you hear what Loktar was fearing, and there's a rumble above you guys, and there's a loud bang as one of the metal pieces of the ceiling falls to the ground, hits the floor, and makes everybody jump when you turn around. And for a moment it's quiet, nobody's hit, nobody's hurt, and then on a couple seconds later, another piece falls out of the ceiling, followed by several more, and there's part of the ceiling that comes loose and comes crashing down on Gravescorcha. Would you, Gravescorcha, please give me a give me an athletics test.
Okay. Oh, buddy. Ooh.
All right. You are struck as a whole bunch of dirt and rocks and metal pieces crash down on top of you. And you are going to take 10 points of damage. That will be reduced by your toughness and armor, though, or your resilience. Whatever it's called in this game. Your resilience, right?
Resilience, okay.
Oh, yeah, because your resilience, your armor, and your toughness together, so...
Okay. Okay. So, ow. I'm still good, but ow.
Okay.
Bloody hell.
What do you guys do after that happens?
I will
I
go
think
inspect.
Gravescorcher will. Oh, sorry. Gravescorcher will kind of retreat to where the ceiling isn't falling down.
Yeah, after like a second or two, it stops. It's something that happens really quickly, and then it stops. Everybody stands still for a second, listening, and the creaking and the moaning of the ceiling and the kind of rocks shifting eventually settles. And other than a couple specks of dust falling from the ceiling, it seems to be fine.
Okay. I'm gonna kind of peek in to one of the new holes and see what's up there.
Looks like it's mostly just the rock and dirt of the moon. You're guessing this place is probably so old and just kind of slowly falling apart.
Looks clear. No weapons. Hurry
Got
up.
a fiddle with the big terminal on that big side of the room.
All right. Give me a tech test, please.
Numbers.
Damn. Not bad. You have a shift if you'd like to use it.
Let's just throw that into better information.
Okay.
Volume information.
So you start messing around with this terminal, head hacka, and to your surprise, you find that there is some sort of backup power that you are able to fire up and connect to. And you guys hear a low hum that goes throughout this room. Perhaps part of the base, you're not sure. It's hard to tell down here. But you see a couple lights flicker on and off with some of the terminals. You see the classic, Jurassic Park style on the monitor, just the single blinking light in the top left corner. The system has been rebooted and ready to go. And you see, just lights throughout the entire chamber begin to light up, and the view screen kind of flickers. It's mostly static, but it seems like you've operated something and switched something on. As you're trying to access this computer and get in any files that you might be able to find, you are able to recover actual information, and you start discovering some of what they were perhaps researching down here. You basically get into a database, head hacka, and you find several records, and the records indicate that there are vast quantities of something called blackstone on this moon. And from what you're able, from what you're able to gather, is that is what they were experimenting on and researching here. You then also you see a thing that says what is the name of it? It says UV-312 Man of Iron, and looks like there's a command to like turn it on or make it operational.
Oh boy.
Do it.
There's a big red flashing button.
Ooh.
Do it.
I
I mean, it's
love
flashing.
red.
Yeah.
Flashing.
The red goes faster. I'll hit the red button. What could go
All
wrong?
right. As you do, there is a warning klaxon that begins to go off, and you guys see that a reinforced security door slams down the way you guys came, blocking the path out of here. You then see that the large device that you were investigating on the other side of the room begins to light up
Uh-oh.
and move. And to your surprise, it is not a terminal or a battery or a generator, but it more or less kind of transforms, and you see a massive, probably about, like I said, about 9 foot tall robot start stomping off this pedestal onto the floor. This is what it looks like.
Oh,
It
cool.
is it looks very old, unlike anything you guys have ever seen.
That's so sick.
Very clearly a robotic thing. It's got a very small little head that's painted in old white paint that's chipping away with a single slit visor for the eye. Other than that, it's kind of like a lightish blue color, almost like a gray. And you can see one arm is what you guys would think and recognize as like a power claw of some sort, and the other one is a massive rotating cannon. And you can tell it scans the room, and it says intruders detected. And we're gonna roll initiative. And let's
I want this guy to die.
put your tokens on the
He's
map
so
here.
cool.
Might have to zoom in.
Oh, there we are. Okay. Yeah, you awesome.
Beep boop bop.
What's that?
Oh,
Some
I
kind
gotta
of
start-
robot?
I gotta start the combat here.
Quiet, robot.
There we go. Oh, a 3!
All
Holy
right.
shit, that robot fucking crushed it.
Oh my
All
God.
successes. Ooh, but Grave Scorcher coming on top. Okay. All right, well, with that, I think we are ready to begin the fight. So, let's get some other music here, and Grave Scorcher, please start us off here.
Wanna burn him?
All right.
So we are gonna burn this robot
Go for it.
with the burner. All right, where am I doing this combat? Burn.
Remember to target him.
Yeah, he's targeted. Okay. Rolling.
His defense is 2.
Okay. Is that what the DN is supposed to be?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. So I successed a lot.
Okay.
5.
All right. You have a
w-
shift.
Oh yeah. Which one is that? The red one?
Yes.
How do I? Come on.
You left click it to highlight and then right click to bring up the menu, and then you can
Okay.
decide how you want to shift it. Is it working?
No. I have it selected.
Yeah, then right click on it to bring up the menu.
Okay. I'll put that in glory.
Okay. All right, then go ahead and roll damage, please. All right. And what is there any AP on your weapon?
No, sir.
Okay.
0.
So you bathe this thing in glorious Promethean fire, and you're laughing maniacally as he gets engulfed by the flames. And as you kind of let off the trigger and the flames die down, you see that this thing is standing there untouched, minus a few scorch marks.
I'm gonna burn you better.
It then turns at you. You can see the assault cannon begins to whir up, and it opens fire. What is your defense?
3.
Oh, wow. Look at you. All right.
Oh.
Okay,
Dice.
it does hit, and it has 2 shifts, which will go to damage. You take 16 damage at AP 1, and it is heavy. It's fine because it can do that. That doesn't matter. Okay. 16 at AP 1.
So what does AP1 do?
The AP reduces your armor by 1.
Oh, okay. Okay, so that's exactly enough, I think, to put me down.
You're at 0?
Yeah.
Uh-oh. Now, there is something you can do here. You can... where's the rules?
By the way, where I am now, for where it says wounds, should I be at 0 out of 10 or 10 out of 10?
10 out of 10.
Yeah, I think you should start with 10 and then count down.
No, it's the other way. Because when you have 0 wounds, 0 out of 10,
yeah, you're right.
you don't have
Because
the wounded thing.
I have
Okay.
this guy as if he has 1 wound, and it shows he only has 1 wound remaining.
Yeah.
So, okay. Okay, hold on. Okay, so he did that. He's wounded. And so are you at 0?
I am, yes.
Okay.
Yeah, exactly 0.
All right. Well, I
Oh,
think that
no.
means you might get an injury here. Okay, if you suffer more wounds than your maximum, you are dying, on the verge of expiration, unable to move or fight properly, and will perish if you do not receive medical attention soon. When dying, you immediately suffer a memorable injury and fall prone. You cannot stand up while you are dying. So let's give you a prone condition first. And then you suffer a traumatic injury. I'm sorry, a memorable injury. Can we roll that on your character sheet or not? Oh yeah, go to the combat tab of your character sheet.
Yes.
And then click the plus that says memorable. See what that does.
New
just one.
memorable injury.
Delete one of those. Oh, you know what? No, that's to automatically do one. You can roll this.
Oh,
We have to find it first, though. Okay, go to your rollable tables. Should
okay.
be a folder that says core rulebook. Do you have that?
Search rollable. No, that's to the. Yeah, I don't have anything in there.
Okay, hold on. Let me give you guys access to this. What about now? You guys have
Got it.
memorable injuries?
Got it now, yeah.
All right, I'm also going to give you guys traumatic injuries. And make sure you guys have access to a couple of these. So yeah, go ahead and roll the memorable injury, please.
Okay. Rolling.
Battle scar, missing fingers. Okay. Can we put that on your character sheet? No? Come on, game. I'm just checking to see if they say anything here. Okay, so a memorable injury, permanent reminder of a battle in which you nearly died. Whenever you reveal your memorable injury, you gain a +1 bonus die on intimidation tests. Your memorable injury might have additional effects that trigger on a complication or whenever it is narratively appropriate. For example, you might find it hard to understand. You might be hard to understand with a broken jaw, enforcing a penalty on persuasion tests, or your nagging wound might ache whenever you travel the warp. If you roll a result that you've already suffered, the memorable injury escalates. Any subsequent rolls on this table that indicate the result you've already suffered are ignored, and you just got lucky. Okay, so yeah. You're gonna add a memorable injury, and you're gonna mark off that you have lost a finger.
All right.
Battle scar, so you should be able to just change that manually. And then, you can also put that it gives you +1 intimidation under the effects tab. I think you can add an effect. Yeah, probably. Okay, I'll let you work that. All right, well, you guys seen a horrifying display of gunfire. Gravescorcha gets taken down, and the robot begins scanning the rest of the room. Loktar, you are next.
How far is it from us?
I mean, you're able to get to it if you needed to. I mean, the room's big, but it's not that big.
Is there stuff to like duck behind for cover?
Oh yeah, there's plenty of stuff.
Okay. I don't want to like turn my back on them or get too far away, but kind of like keep a good distance and just fire my slug at them behind something.
Okay. Go ahead and give me an attack, please.
And what did we decide the blast radiuses are? If it's something is blast 6.
That's a huge, huge blast radius, is what it is.
Oh. Okay, so do not use my stick bombs.
Yeah, I wouldn't recommend it. Blast 6 is pretty big. But, you gotta do what you gotta do.
Okay.
Okay, you have some shifts if you want to use those. You may do so.
Can I just use these ones for extra damage?
Yeah, whatever you want.
Yep.
Alright, so go ahead and shift them and then roll damage after you shift them. So it adds it to the damage.
Oh, Chris, for the missing fingers, I don't have the permission to add intimidation.
Oh, on the effects thing?
Yeah.
Okay, hold on.
But everything else worked.
Effect. Let me see here. Oh, cool. There's like a little drop-down menu. Oh, and I can just automatically give you a modifier here. Did it do anything? Oh, effects can only be added to world items or actors directly. Well, that's what I did. Let's try this one more time. Create. Nothing happens.
Maybe it's just like Wherever intimidation is, just add it there.
Just seeing if it showed up anywhere on your character sheet. But I don't.
It's just under injuries, but no effect on it.
Yeah, I'm just seeing if the effect popped up anywhere. It might just be something you have to do manually
Okay.
when you do an intimidate check. I mean, if you want to put in the description of that, you can
Okay.
put that. Just put +1 intimidate checks.
Yeah. Cool. Okay.
Okay, 12 damage to ye old robot. Again, your shots do not appear to do a whole lot of damage. Most of them appear to be bouncing off. You do scuff it up a little bit more, but that's all that it really does. What does Wah do on your weapon? Might be worth noting.
You get bonus dice to attacks, and if you're wounded, you get an extra bonus dice.
Oh, did it calculate those when you made your attack?
I don't know. So it gave me 3 dice. How many dice am I supposed to get?
Well, that's for damage. It says with Wah, you get +1 bonus die to your attack, and if you're wounded, you get 1 extra damage dice. So your bliss skill's 5 total. So no, it did not count the extra dice. So roll 1 extra dice for your attack, because if you get a 6 there, you can shift it for damage. And then you would have 1 extra damage dice as well, so roll another. Because are you wounded?
No.
Oh, you're not wounded, so no extra damage.
No, I'm
dice
not.
Then. Okay, so total 12 damage, you're good. And then pistol. I think pistol means you can use that in close combat. Yeah. Okay. All right. Yeah, you shoot it, you hit it, surprisingly, but it doesn't do a whole lot. Head hacker.
So about, I guess, how many meters away from everybody else is the robot right now?
I don't know. Probably like. God, you have to do this in meters. Fuck.
It depends on how we want to approach the blast's potential collateral damage consideration. That's my main question. Is
What's the
how many
blast on your
people?
weapon?
Blast 4, which is measuring distance is the radius of the explosion in meters, or if using theater of the mind or targeting a mob, usually it'd be like half the blast rating.
Okay. Well, Peppa, what were you doing when he was pressing the button?
I was looking at the TV screen for like a.
Okay, yeah. I don't think anyone's in blast range right now because it's on basically the other side of the room. So, because the TV screen is like a third of the way through the room, and then this thing's like all the way at the other side. So, currently, there's nobody in blast radius.
Great. I'm gonna kick one off at it if that's all right.
Okay. You sure you
I
target
like
him?
that.
Oh yeah. Can I do that? Oh, there it goes. Worked that time. All right. Although, whatever.
Fuck it. Get. Ew, no shifts. Okay, roll it up. It's a hit.
Or with blast is a DN.
Oh, that's
3?
right. It's DN3. Yeah. Do you want to use Wrath to reroll your misses?
Sure. Why not?
Oh wait, no. No,
Or does that matter?
you have 6 successes.
Oh, okay.
Because remember, 4s and 5s are 1 success, and 6s are 2 successes. So you just didn't have the DN set correctly, but it doesn't matter because you still have more than 3. So, and you don't have any 6s to shift, so it doesn't matter.
Only the 6s shift.
Yeah, only the 6s. Yeah, if you don't need to use them to actually pass your test, you can shift them. So, yeah, just roll your damage.
Right.
Save us custom Mega Blaster. Ew. Okay, that seems pretty good. 19 damage minus 3. What does supercharge do?
That's if I fire it, a superheated plasma. You can choose to fire a weapon with this trait in supercharged mode. If you
Okay.
roll a complication, bad stuff happens. But if you hit additional 3 ED.
Okay. Well, you let off a shot with a resounding hit, and yeah, that negative AP is definitely going to be helpful there. Where's my phone? Got to get my calculator out. Okay. All right. This time you actually get a pretty good hit on it, and that definitely did some damage to it. It's still going, but that clearly messed it up a bit. Peppa, you're next.
All right. I would like to run over to my homie Scorcha, and I would like to make it all better.
Okay.
So I want to do the Medicaid test to rouse him.
All right. So make a Medicaid roll.
All
and
right.
then he gets 1 wound back if you succeed, plus 1 for every shift.
Okay. My ability, Make It All Better, says I get to add double rank bonus dice to all Medicaid tests on characters with the orc keyword.
Is that your class talent?
I think so, yeah. So what rank are we?
Your rank 1.
Still, it's 2 extra dice. Oh, it's nothing bad right there.
I think it's every 20 XP you go up by a rank, if I recall.
Gotcha. Okay. All right. Roll them dice.
Okay. You have a single shift.
Okay. And then I can reroll failed rolls.
If you use the Wrath, you reroll the ones that didn't pass. Correct.
Okay, I will do that.
All right, make it happen.
Game.
Oh.
Complication.
Oh.
And successes.
Oh. Oh.
More interference.
All right. So
That garrote again.
you do you do pass. I assume you're shifting the 1, so he gets an extra point, right?
Correct, yeah.
Okay. So you do get 2 health back, Scorcha, as you see your pain boy start pumping you full of some strange liquid out of his earthy syringe.
23 flavors, bruh.
So 2? 2 back?
Yes, 2
Okay.
back. Correct.
Yeah, so
Oh, much obliged.
Complication, eh? Okay, so we'll stick with the warp interference. So there is, as you get to him and you start rendering first aid, there is all the lights in the room kind of flash on and off like there's a surge, and you guys can feel like a field of static electricity go through the room. But all of you, especially Head Hacker, can tell it's not from something electronic or mechanical. It's something that feels a lot different than that. And for Scorcha, Grave Scorcha, it feels similar to when you saw the Grot's eyes light up. It's this really evil, heavy feeling that washes over you guys. Everybody give me a willpower test.
Oh boy.
yeah, that's super high.
It's DN3.
0.
And just chuck up our single die to that one.
Oh my god, a complication.
Oh my gosh.
No.
That
Oh.
makes sense for Scorcha, right? He's having flashbacks back to
Oh
the
no.
garage.
And a complication.
Yeah. All right. I'm just gonna take the 2 ruin for your complications as things are getting really bad here. However, everybody is going to gain the fear condition. I believe you can do that on your effects tab.
Hmm.
I'm not sure which one it is.
Hair is the big face.
It's like the eyeballs. It's right to the left of the fist, and
Oh, I see. Okay.
Yep.
to the right of the posturing man.
You're scared. Whatever's causing your fear might also make you anxious or trigger physical reactions like rapid breathing, shaking, and a lack of focus. When you encounter something that causes fear, roll your resolve against a DN dictated by the source of your fear. Success allows you to act normally. If you fail, you suffer a +2 DN to all tests. This penalty lasts until the end of the scene or until an ally passes a leadership test of DN2 plus the fear value. Okay, so yeah, everybody's DN for all your tests increases by 2 while you are feared. I'm assuming having that selected will do that automatically. It's scary down here in the dark.
Dear.
Grave Scorcha, you are alive. A little terrified, but you are living.
Hooray. So am I then up?
It is your turn, yes.
Oh. Well, I'm gonna burn him, but better.
Are you going to stand or stay on the ground?
I will stand.
All right, you can remove the prone condition then, and then you may open fire.
Okay. Burner time. Oh, what am I adding for the fear?
It should automatically do it.
Oh, okay.
So it should be DN4 total because he's DN2, and then you have 2 more from fear. So
Oh,
yeah,
it's
see.
DN2.
Well, go ahead and roll and see. Hopefully it does it automatically.
DN7.
DN7, that's not right. Well, you're wounded. That's another DN. So it'd be DN5. What else is on you? Any other effects?
Just the fear.
Well,
I
it
got
doesn't
really
matter. You
drunk.
pass anyway.
Cool.
You would be able to shift.
Uh-huh.
So you can't actually do it here, but why isn't it? Oh, it's thinking you didn't. Okay, that's fine. What's the ED on your weapon?
1.
Okay, so roll 2d6 because you could. I assume you're gonna shift for damage.
I would, yes.
Okay, so yeah, roll 2d6 and then add that to your total damage. Nothing. Okay. So, what's the damage of your gun? 10?
10.
Was it? 10.
Yes.
Okay, again, not a whole lot, but it does add a little bit more to him. And then it is the robot's turn. And he is going to spend a point of ruin to do his special action that he does here. And you guys see that he starts to basically, like, he steps his feet apart like he's taking a bracing stance, and you see up on his shoulders these devices kind of pop up from under his armor, and you see they're like little grenade launchers, and grenades go flying in every direction, filling the room. And where's the grenade? Let's see. Can't find the item. So we'll make a ranged attack here first. Yeah, he's just kind of shooting around the room. He's not really targeting anybody in particular. He only has 3 successes. He fails. I'm gonna see if I can use Ruin to re-roll that, because I think that's what he would do right here. I got enough of the damn stuff, right? Yep, I can spend Ruin to re-roll failures, but not complications. Okay, well, that's what he's gonna do. Alright, that time he hits, and explosions go off everywhere. Everybody may make an athletics test to try to dodge out of the way. This will be DN3, as basically grenades go off, engulfing pretty much the whole room.
And then the +2 for fear. Oh my gosh. Oh, so close.
Oh, head hacker, you tried so hard. Anybody want to use Wrath?
Yeah, I think I should.
I guess
Well-
can I if I have technically all successes,
we-
just don't get to.
No.
We can
you
also
only
add
use to
glory.
reroll fails. Yeah, you can spend a glory to roll another dice if you'd like.
Oh, just an extra one.
Yeah, which I think, if I recall, you have to add the glory after your rerolls. So I will reroll.
Yeah,
first.
you actually can't use glory until after you roll. So that's how it works.
So you have to re-roll like everything first.
You only get to re-roll the failed. It doesn't re-roll the successful rolls, and then
Okay.
you add the glory after that.
Okay.
Okay. I'm gonna use Wrath to reroll my fails.
All right, go for it. Whoever's using it, go for it.
I am also going to do that.
Let's see. Can I throw
Okay.
an extra die in? How does that work? Just roll a d6 and see how it works out.
Yeah,
Like,
just you roll a d6 and then reduce the glory by 1.
Ooh.
Nope.
Okay. My turn.
Can I reduce the glory? How does that work?
Are you guys able to click the little glory thing?
I don't think so.
All right, I'll change it. That's fine.
Oh, there you go.
Damn.
Okay. Scorcher, you were doing that too?
Yeah.
Okay. Oh, Scorcher, you were so close too. Oh well. Anybody else using Wrath? Or is that it?
I failed
Me.
twice.
Okay. Eric,
No, I think I'm good now.
you
Eric.
passed. Oh, okay. So Locktar taking cover makes sense. You make it. However, everyone else is hit by the grenade, which does 10 damage, and it is ED4. So let me roll the extra dice here. 2 of them, so 12 damage, no AP.
Close. Oh
Back
boy.
down I go.
Remember, reduced by your resilience.
That's gives me just enough to not
Goodness.
go down.
All
So
right,
sorry, how much was it again?
12.
12. Okay. Yep. Yeah.
Yep.
Grave Scorcher is down again.
Okay.
Hey, you got another attack in.
Yeah. And you get another memorable injury, too.
Maybe you'll lose another toe or something.
Yeah.
So instead of a finger.
Go ahead and roll for us, please.
Okay, what is it? 2d6?
No, roll on the table.
Oh, the rollable tables. Yeah.
Yep. And then Locktar.
Memorable or traumatic?
Memorable.
Memorable. Okay. 2.
A broken jaw.
Son of a bitch.
All right, you
Lord.
can add that to your character sheet. Locktar,
goody.
what's it going to be?
I'm gonna keep shooting at it.
Okay.
Is there a difference between the shoota damage and the slugga, or is it just range?
I don't know. What does it say on your character sheet? If you go to the combat tab, it shows you.
So like
No.
a game where one has pistol, you could fire it in combat. And
Yeah,
has
one
assault.
has assault. But keep in mind, there's also combat actions, guys. I don't know if there's any actions here that might assist. Like, I don't know if there's an aim action or anything like that.
My brutalist gives me +1 damage. But I think that's it. Okay. I'm gonna shoot with my slugga.
All right. Yeah, you can aim, which gives you +1 bonus to ranged attacks, but you can't move. You can do called shot, disarming shot. Well, you're not gonna be able to disarm him because it's part of his body. And there's a whole bunch of things you guys can do. You guys have access to the combat reference guide, correct?
Okay. When you open up the like combat tab, well, like when you click on it, and it pops up your role, there's a checkbox for aim,
Oh, there you go.
and I can't do anything about fear right now, right?
No, it's just it'll be till the end of the scene because it was from like the whole warp thing.
Oh,
That's complication.
ew.
You did not
No.
pass. All right. Fall prone. All right. Well, there's dust, there's smoke, there's stuff falling apart. Perhaps you try to move to cover, and as you do, you slip and crash to the floor. But you're out of line of sight from the thing, so that's good. Head hacker. Group needs you, and your super amazing weapon.
Well, let's shoot another one in. Now that you mentioned ranged abilities, additional like actions, I could potentially use salvo options.
There you go.
Which the salvo rating of the custom Mega Blasta is 1, but with
Okay.
the talent of Mordaka, the salvo value is increased by plus rank,
Okay, so
which I guess is 1.
Yep.
Which allows me to either, I guess, do, probably full auto, emptying the entire clip at a single target to gain a number of bonus dice to your attack test equal to the weapon's salvo value.
Okay, so you get +2 dice then by going full auto.
That's right.
Does
Doesn't
that
you-
weapon have walk?
Does.
It's extra dice too.
Oh yeah, I get that bonus dice and a bonus dice for damage because I am definitely for sure wounded.
Stack that shit, man.
Yeah, DN. Oh, and wounded DN. So that's fun, but I do get a bonus.
Does
Not
that
only
use a
for-
point of ammo when you do the salvo thing?
Yeah, it'll be empty the clip and I'll have to reload.
Okay.
But I can increase the dice pool. Let's see, 2 up for the salvo.
Carry the 9.
It seems to include the bonus ED for being wounded. Is that included? It seems to be. Yeah, 5 plus 1 for WA.
Oh.
Alright, well, let's go with that, I guess.
Just throw some dice and see what happens.
Okay.
Critical hit. Oh,
Whoa.
shit. Well, you definitely hit it. Roll damage, and then roll your critical.
Alrighty.
Boom.
Ooh.
19 damage. I think that's what you did last time, too. What's the critical? Crimson Ash. The attack sears into the foe, fusing flesh into a charred ruin. The assault wreathes the target in burning fury, making a smoldering mess of sinew and bone. The target suffers 2 wounds and is on fire. And you can spend a point of glory. So something you can do in this game, guys, you can spend glory on critical hits to increase the severity. So on this one, you see it says glory plus 1 wound for every glory you spend. So do you want to spend any glory on that, or just go with what you've got?
Well, I got one in. I'll put 1 more damage in.
Okay,
Why
so
not?
that's just it. All right, so basically 22 damage, and he's on fire, which probably is not going to matter here. So, with a super overcharged, hold down the trigger and keep shooting, the custom Mega Blaster strikes this thing dead center, and there's a massive explosion. And when the dust clears, the thing has fallen to the ground with a big gaping hole taking out like the front half of its chest. And it clangs to the ground in a loud bang, and you are victorious. Why don't we take our break as we're at our halfway point, and we'll be right back.
Woohoo!
Get that
Nice.
Dr. Pepper. Get that
Yep.
Dr. Pepper.
All right, be right back.
Yeah, we were back.
Okay, well, we are back, listeners and players. We just discovered in our break, other than the fact that Dr. Pepper is still delicious, that Scorcha has actually just gained a battle scar. He did not lose any fingers yet. He would lose fingers if he gets the battle scar injury again. So he currently has a nasty scar. I'll let you choose where that goes. And then you also have a broken jaw from the second memorable injury that you just got.
Oh, the scar can go anywhere.
Yeah, I'll let you pick.
Oh man, I mean, gotta do over the eye, right?
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
All right. Yeah, perhaps your helmet got smashed against your face and cut your face somehow. So there's like part whatever's underneath your helmet, your mask, cut you. Well, the smoke has settled. The robot is no more, and all is quiet. You then hear a bit of static, and you guys can tell this is from like your communications, like between you and the rest of the orcs down here. And you hear Iron Jaws growl through the Vox. What's all that noise? You got a scrap?
Who has the box?
This is to all of you. You guys all have one on your suit.
Oh, okay. No, just things fell down.
Give me a deception test.
Oh, this will be great.
Oh boy.
My DN is 6.
Oh, okay. Well, this is an opposed test.
Oh wait, hold on. We're not in fear anymore, right?
Yeah, can we turn
Yeah,
fear off now that he's
fear-
dead?
Fear's gone. Yes.
Okay. All right, so it's not going to be a 6.
Yeah,
But
it's an opposed test.
okay.
Oh, you have one die. Okay. Well,
Yeah.
I mean, he's not rolling a whole lot for his insight here. He's, I'll make it public just because it's funny.
Nope.
All right, I would like to use a glory to roll an extra dice.
Okay.
So I'll
Fishing
just
for that 6.
I'll just roll again.
Okay.
Oh, no.
Brilliant.
Oh, complication. All right. So
Classic.
you tell him that, and he's like, "I know you's lying. I'm gonna find you. I'm gonna bash your heads in two."
That's not good.
Oh no.
Is Scorcha still like dying? Actually,
Yeah.
Yep.
Kinda.
I will just ignore Ironjaw as I begin trying to resurrect Scorcha.
Thank you.
All right. Well, you guys will have to take another break in order to get him fully patched up. If you want to give me a Medicaid test, though, I'll let you at least try to get him up and moving.
Sure. Yes.
Okay. Yeah. So you can go ahead and do the shifts like before. So you can give him, what is that, 3?
Yep.
Yeah, 3 health. And you're no longer prone.
So 3 back.
Yep.
Cool. Thank you.
Well, what is our group of green heroes do now?
I'm gonna investigate the robot. What's
Yeah,
left
so
of
you-
it.
I mean, it's still in one piece, basically just the chest piece like the hole didn't go through it. The blast
Okay.
went about like halfway into its chest, so it's like got a big crater in its chest. The paint's been peeled back, and from all the fire from Grave Scorcha and the fact that he's like still kind of on fire as the flames die out, the paint is all charred and scraped and peeled away. But yeah, he's got this big ass. It's an assault cannon for his left arm, and the equivalent of a power claw for the right arm. And then you see, yeah, he's got these little. It's kind of like the shoulder grenade launchers that the Space Marine aggressors have, but they actually like go into his shoulders and they like pop up. So when they're not armed, you can't actually tell that he's got something there. Just like he's got like a panel of some sort on his shoulder.
Would I notice anything different about this versus like other similar things I fought?
You have never seen anything that looks like this. It doesn't match anything remotely on the ship. You guys have really, the only type of robotic thing you guys have ever seen is the tech priest and the servitors that he has on the ship. And you guys know, especially Peppa, because and Head Hacka, you guys would understand what a cyborg is. A servitor is kind of like a cyborg. It's part organic and part mechanical. It's a lobotomized human that has basically been turned into like a slave drone. So you've never seen anything that's like fully automated, robotic, mechanical like this before. I mean, you've seen probably things like a turret, but like an actual robot that walks around, you've never seen anything like it.
Okay.
And it's big too. It's like the size of an ogre, and it's huge.
You think this is what they're looking for?
Yeah, maybe.
Well, we should bring it in. I'm gonna try to lift it up.
Yeah, you can't do it. It's way too heavy.
Is there any like chains or anything around the room? Like something we can use to like drag it?
No, but this might be a good time to highlight the other thing you can use a wrath point for, which is to make a narrative declaration. You can spend a point of wrath to do something just like that and say, oh, well, I'm gonna look around and find some chain that I can use. You know, minor things like that you can use wrath points for. So if you want to use one, I think that would be fine.
Is it something we could drag if we found those chains?
I mean, it would probably take all four of you to drag this thing, and it might still be really tough. Like, this thing is like solid metal.
Hey, we need to call them back. Tell them we found something.
Yeah.
What? You could do it, not me.
I'll
He's
call
screwed
it
us to
in.
start
Maybe
with.
Zingits has an idea. Little girl can bring up some cots.
Little rats. They ain't moving this.
I think I'm gonna try the walkie-talkie and see if they have any dollies or furniture movers. Some of those luggage straps that support your back.
The ones where you shove them under your arm so you can lift with your whole arm.
Exactly.
So you're able to get in contact with him. The static has stopped a little bit, but when he speaks, a lot of what he is saying is still getting cut off, and you can tell that he's probably not getting your full message. Give me a intellect test, Head Hacka. Well, all of you can, because you all can hear this. Head Hacker. We were depending on you for that one.
No,
Okay, Grave Scorch, you got it. He's he can't talk, so he's forced to listen right now with his broken jaw. Grave Scorch, you can tell. You're listening really hard to what Zingitz is saying, and it sounds like he's telling you guys there's some sort of interference that they're currently under the effects of on the ship, and he makes it sound like something has disrupted the ship or hit it. You're not sure, but that's what you're kind of gathering from his garbled messages. Head Hacker, you would also think that the stuff that you were starting to read on the computer might be valuable. At least the research notes and stuff like that.
Yeah, I think it would be good to pop over there and, I guess, copy down whatever data I can get.
Download it.
All right. Well, while you're doing that, eventually you can hear the heavy stomps of someone coming down the hall. And
Could be anybody.
No.
Eventually, you see the door is thrown open, and you see the hulking, angry form of Iron Jaws stomp through with the few other orcs that came down here with you guys. And he looks around the room, and he sees that clearly there has been some sort of fighting. And he starts stomping right over towards you, Peppa, in a very, very threatening, orky manner, as he often does. And as every step he takes, he's kind of growling like, another angry word or threat to you. You told me there was no fight. I was gonna bash you. I'm gonna take your teeth. And then he gets right up to you and he sees he kind of grabs you by the throat with his power claw, and he looks down at the smoking wreckage of the robot. He's like, "What's this?"
Yeah, I got nothing. It was a fight.
Ain't no flesh bag.
More of a weapons malfunction, really.
He looks over all of you and kind of squeezing Peppa a little bit and like lifting Peppa off his feet. He goes, "You had a scrap and you didn't tell me." And he looks at you, Peppa, and he smashes his forehead right into your face. We're gonna do one of these.
Oh, that's a lot of dice.
Ooh, a critical.
Oh.
Even better.
Your nose is completely shattered and broken when he does this, and you are going to take... He's got one shift here, 2 shifts. You're going to take 8 points of damage as he headbutts you right in the face.
Oh, fuck.
Okay, my resilience is 8, so just 1.
Yeah, just
Minimum?
1. Yep. And then he throws you to the ground as you stumble back with blood pouring down the front of your face. And he looks to the other 3 of you in his threatening manner, as he always does, expecting some sort of explanation or, of what you guys are doing next, or what the hell happened, or what is this thing?
Boss, there's nothing inside. Just metal.
Is what they looking for?
Maybe. Heavy. We can't take it ourselves.
You see, he grabs it with the power claw and tries to lift it, and he's not able to move it completely by himself, but with the power claw and the fact that he has this bionic arm, he is able to lift it to a sitting position. You guys realize you guys probably could move it with his help. And he looks around the room and he says, "Find anything else?"
Look into the mech boy.
When Locktar does that, Iron Jaws like takes a menacing step closer towards you and is just boring his eyes into you.
This recordings miscellaneous maybe bullshit.
He goes,
Octo like it though.
he says, Mr. What's-It, stop with your tech talk.
Pictures, video recording.
He kind of glowers at you for a moment longer, and that seems to kind of satisfy him. And then he says, is we done here then?
Were there any I guess exits out of this room, or is this clear to the end of it?
No, this seems to be the end of it.
I think so. Yeah, let's roll out.
All right. Well, Iron Jaws growls at the other orcs that are still here and basically orders everyone to drag the robot with. And with much struggling, the group of them begin to drag/carry this thing out behind you guys. And you guys stomp back towards the entrance of the cave. At this point, you see that there is your shuttle is still waiting there, and do you guys say or do anything else as you're making your way back towards the shuttle?
I guess I wanted to wipe the dust off of that one alien prep tube to see if there was anything interesting in. Or if it was empty as described earlier.
Yeah, you actually do find something. There is a small, almost perfectly square. It's more of a rectangle shape. It's long. It's not a perfect cube. It's more of like a rectangle cube. Like perfect angles. This strange looking, almost obsidian colored stone or rock that's in there. It's just sitting at the bottom of the thing. You imagine this thing was probably filled with liquid or maybe some sort of force field that would like hold it aloft, but it's just sitting at the bottom.
Oh, is that some big bismuth? I'm gonna, yeah, I guess, is that something I could just lift up in tube?
Yep, absolutely.
I'm definitely carrying that off.
Are you attempting to be sneaky with this so no one else sees you, or are you just doing it?
No. I'm just gonna carry it along.
All right. Your little orky mind puts a few things together, and you think, oh, well, they were talking about black stone, and this is black stone, so maybe this is what they were examining. You think that maybe that could be worth something, because it was in a lot of the files that you were able to find and get access to. You guys all see Hedhaka obviously gets this little thing. You probably see it's like a little black, cube-shaped rock. Does anybody say anything, or just keep on going?
Nice rock.
What's that?
Nice rock. Draw eyes on it.
Yeah, you see this has gotten Iron Jaw's attention. And he immediately looks at you as if demanding an explanation without having to say anything.
It's in a tube. They don't keep rocks in tubes unless they's important.
He starts to huff and puff, not so much at you, but clearly just in anger and frustration. He says, is you telling me they sent us down here to get a rock?
That's what I asked in the first place. And Octo said no, he won't tech. But just in case, I'm taking this with me.
You see the little gears in Iron Jaw's head clearly slowly turning, as he kind of hovers over you and looks at this rock with his beady eyes, wondering what it might be. And he says, maybe we should keep it for ourselves. Sick of doing all the work for these Umis. Send us down to get a rock. Don't even get a proper scrap. And he stomps off, leads you guys out back towards the entrance of the cave. When you guys get out there, you're finally able to get some radio contact with Zingitz back on the Vindication. And finally his voice comes through clearly for a moment. And he's like, Boss, you there? Can you hear me? Dad, I thought this thing was working. Hello, anybody?
We can hear you now.
Yeah, finally. Did you find anything? We got all sorts of odd alarms are going off up here, and it's crazy.
What happened to you? Big robots pop in, shoot grenades at you?
What? No. What? No, there's something. What'd you call it? You hear he's like talking to one of the other guys in the back. He's like, Eddie, they said radiological radio burst. Yeah, that was it. I think. Hey, I don't know. Everything's just going haywire up here, and then you hear like the static starts cutting in again as he's like trying to finish his sentence.
Well, that's so good.
He comes back in, but like the second half of his sentence got cut off, and then you can hear him. And you're able to talk again.
Can we get a shuttle up?
He says, "What happened to your shuttle?"
What did happen to our shuttle? Is it parked? Should we just get on that shuttle?
Yeah, the shuttle is still there waiting.
Ah, never mind. I see it now. It's on a ridge.
All right. Well, we'll see you guys when you get back here then. And as it sounds like he's about to say something else, and all of you see this flash of like reddish light kind of wash over the sky. Very weird, something you guys have never seen before. And you all feel like this kind of static charge wash over you guys again. And you see, like, you can physically see the walkie-talkie thing you have, Head Hacka, like starts to spark and like clearly just blows out. And you guys feel similar things on some of your other mechanical equipment here and there. And you all just like feel like you've been hit by like a wave of something, a wave of force. And you all feel like a wave of heat wash over you as well, as clearly like some supernatural or celestial phenomenon happens. At this point, just as that happens and it seems all the communication cuts out, you guys hear and see shots of gunfire directed at your shuttle. And you can see coming over one of the dunes, looks like there's a group of about 5 individuals, and they're opening fire on your shuttle. They appear to be fully armored individuals, and they are wearing dark red robes with strange symbols on them. They all have like some sort of rifle. All of you would actually, everybody give me another intellect. Everybody can have +1 on this as well. Oh, Laktar with a complication. All right. For those of you that passed, you recognize that these guys look similar dressed to Octarius. The red robes and the symbols on their clothing remind you of him. And as you guys get closer, you're able to actually see them. Their armor looks very similar to what he has in style, at least. But they're opening fire on your shuttle. and your shuttle drivers or your pilots are like shouting for you guys to get on. What do you do?
Rush to the ship.
Start shooting at them.
Gorcha at Heka?
That's an assault weapon. I can do both. Optimized for firing whilst rushing righteously towards the enemy. Oh, I guess. I can use an assault weapon as part of a sprint.
Okay.
Yeah. How far away would they be?
So yeah. I guess
They're probably
farther
at
than that.
they're probably at medium range right now.
Okay. So, just for combat's sake, like I could throw a stick bomb at them, right?
What's the range of your stick bomb?
16.
Yeah, you'd be on the long range side of things, but yes, you could. So let's do this. Let's fire up the old combat tracker here. So we have some initiative order.
Oh yeah.
And you guys can go ahead and add yourselves. I'm going to add these mofos. And we're also going to add in Iron Jaws. Oh yeah, he's
Sweet.
come to party.
But whose side is he on?
With the three.
Oh, ours.
And okay, so let's do this. Well, first we need better music. Second, oh, that's loud. Second, we need. Let's just put this for the ship here, just to represent where the shuttle is. So basically, you guys are on one side of the shuttle, and these guys are on the other side of the shuttle, coming over this ridge. And as I described, red robes, and they look like they've got really bizarre but similar looking armor. All of them have a rifle, which kind of, not that you guys would know what it looks like, but it looks kind of like an old flintlock rifle. One of them has a different weapon. He's clearly like the leader of the squad. He's got some sort of pistol, and he's got some sort of other melee weapon in his hand. He's directing them towards you guys. So Scorcha, once again at the top of the initiative order.
All right. Yeah, I will. I'm gonna throw a stick bomb, I think.
All right, let's check range here. How does that affect? Combat modifiers, perhaps?
Do not know.
Matt, you've been doing tons of ranged attacks. Is there any sort of range for, or benefits or negatives for long and short range in this game?
I believe so. There's definitely tiers of it.
Oh wait, maybe the GM screen will help us. That's why I've got this damn thing, right? Let's see. No, I don't see anything about range here. All right, back to ye old rulebook. Something we're gonna need to know, since this game has guns in it, so we should probably know how the fuck it works, right? Find anything, Matt, let me know. Let's see here. Ranged attacks.
Yeah, every ranged weapon has 3 effective ranges: short, medium, long. If your target is in short range, you get a bonus die to your ballistic test. If it's beyond medium, they gain 2 defense.
Okay.
And if they're beyond long,
You can't shoot, right? They're out of
it
range.
misses. Yeah.
Okay. Okay, so Kyle, you would be at basically long range, so they get +2 to their defense. So
Okay.
that's going to make them defense 3.
Okay.
So just make a ranged attack.
So DN3 then?
Yes.
Okay.
I guess I should put all 5 guys out here just so we have multiple.
Oh, let me make sure I targeted them.
Yeah, definitely.
I'll go for the guy second to the bottom.
Okay.
Basically right across from me.
Gotcha.
Stick bomb 10. And 3 you said?
Yep.
Okay.
All right. Roll your damage. So you huck the stick bomb. Kaboom! All right. Well, the blast is big enough that it'll definitely hit 2 of them. Oh, it's a blast weapon, so you just be against DN3 then. Oh, so that's a little different, right? Right, Matt? Because it's blast, so it's normally just DN3. That's how your Mega Blaster works, correct?
That's how we did it earlier.
Okay. All right, that's fine. You still hit.
Yeah, DN3 ballistic skill.
Damage 12 and blast 6. So yeah, it'll hit 2 of them for sure. And do they make dodge tests, right, to avoid getting hit?
Although, yeah, apply range effects as normal unless you're using a thrown weapon like a grenade. That
Oh.
means.
Okay, hold on. What are you looking at? Are you on range attacks?
It's area effect weapons.
Oh,
Yeah,
yeah,
under
okay.
range attacks. I guess you don't. As long as it's within range for a grenade, they don't get the defense bonus because it wouldn't matter for as long as you can throw it that far. I don't know. I'm not really sure what that one means.
Area effect weapons such as grenades have the blast trait. When you fire or throw a blast weapon, choose any point in range. Make a DN3 Bliss skill test. Apply range effects as normal unless you are using a thrown weapon like a grenade. Apply ranged effects as normal. Oh, so yeah, I guess he doesn't get the negative then, is what that means. Okay, and you would. Oh, it says you'd hit 3 targets if they're in a mob. They're not a mob, but okay, we'll hit 3. All right, so you hit 3 of them, Kyle. What was it? 12 damage. Not
Yes.
bad. Okay. Well, these guys seem fairly heavily armored. They do take some damage. Whoa! It did all of them. Oh, come on, game. Why would you? Hold on. Fucking game. Why would you do that? Fucking wounded all of them. God damn it. Why? Why would you do this to me? Oh my god.
Because it's funny.
Fuck everything. Okay, hold on. One more time here. Why would you automatically do that? Okay. Is it good now? Game, thank you. Crying out loud. Alright, take 4. These guys. This guy takes damage. Oh, look at that, it worked. Okay. You hit 3 of them, Kyle. Well done. You are a successful orc. That leads us to Loktar. Your turn. You see Gravescorcher hucks a grenade and hits some of these guys, making them scatter.
Okay, I'm gonna shoot at the ones that he hit with a grenade.
Okay.
Shoot in that direction.
All right. Go for it. Ooh. Whoa, look at all those successes. Nice. Okay. 11 damage. Alrighty. And you do a few more points of damage to that guy. He's trying to get down into some cover, but it's not helping. Iron Jaws goes stomping in their direction, completely ignoring the open bay of the shuttle to get into the fight. It'll take him a turn to get there. I guess he'd probably sprint. So yeah, he's going to get into combat. He'll go for this guy and just smash the fuck out of him. Raising his mighty power claw. Time to crump.
Oh.
Oh my god. 19 damage, AP 3. What does brutal do? That sounds awesome. Oh, when you roll extra damage dice, a 3 or 4 inflicts 1 damage, and a 5 or 6 inflicts 2 damage.
That is brutal.
Oh my god. Okay, well, he picks this guy up and just crushes him into 2 pieces. You see sparks, mechanical bits, and blood just squeeze out of this guy as he crunches to the ground. And you hear him, as he charges, letting out a glorious Head Hacker, you're up.
All right. What's their sort of grouping? How much can I fire without angering Iron Jaws? Is
If
what
you
I'm
if you shoot at the two at the top, basically these two have split off when the grenade went off. There's like two groups now.
Brilliant. I'll do that while kind of sprinting towards the boat.
Okay.
Which will mean also gonna go full auto because I think I don't know. I don't want to be in view of any of these guys for any longer than I have to be.
You know what?
So.
They're not on the initiative tracker anymore. I gotta have them again. Oops. Still got a 1.
So I'm gonna do that.
Lamb. Oh my. All right. Do your shift. Do your damage.
Oh wait, isn't there something weird about shifting? I'll just throw it into glory.
Okay.
I think. How does
Go
that
ahead
work?
and roll your damage then, please.
Pretty good.
21 damage.
Whoa.
I forget. Do they make a dodge roll? Because it's blast.
They can make a dodge roll, yes.
And what is that? Athletics? DN 3.
Got that down.
I'll just start rolling some dice, and you tell me if that's.
Range attacks. Dodging. If you're caught in a blast radius, you may attempt the full defense combat option, adding 1+ any icons rolled to your resilience instead of your defense. You can dive for cover, but might not exceed the shrapnel. That's it. So they can forgo their action to dive
Okay.
and do full defense.
Full defense. Roll your initiative dice pool. Every icon increases your defense by 1 until the end of the next turn. And then what did it say for that? Instead of increasing your defense, what does it do? Your resilience?
Yeah, you get 1+ any icons rolled to your resilience.
Okay, because normally full defense gives you 1+ icons to your defense. But when you dive for cover, it does your resilience instead.
Yes.
Okay. I guess it makes sense because you're already in the blast radius. You're not avoiding it. You're just taking less damage. Well, their initiative is only 2. So I don't think they would do that. So fuck it. They take the damage. All 21 of it. Is that enough to kill them? Oh yeah, with AP 3, those 2 on the other flank just get evaporated and vaporized by the explosion. Peppa.
Ooh.
Oh, excuse me. I don't know how to drink Dr. Pepper anymore.
What?
No, I can't drink. Just keep going.
Okay.
Go on without me.
I'm going to charge this guy.
Okay.
Pull out my dirty syringe, and I'm just gonna try to jam it in one of his eyeball slots.
Are you doing a called shot?
No, I'm doing the charge action.
Okay. Go for it.
Let's see. Gives you +1 dice to the attack. Okay. Oh, I forgot I'm not very good at melee. We'll see how this goes.
Oh, not great. Not great.
Not good
Now
at all.
roll demonic intervention.
Oh, you drop your weapon.
Oh no.
Did you succeed?
No.
No, you did not. Okay. So the dirty syringe, you lose grip of it as you stab this guy, and it just doesn't. You don't find a weak spot. It's like just striking metal, and
What?
it bounces out of your hands.
What is their I guess are they a DN3 defense 3?
They're defense 1.
Oh, then I did.
Why does it
I
say
just didn't
DN4?
target him.
Well, you're wounded, right? So that
That's
would be
true,
plus
yeah.
1 DN, so it'd be DN2 at least.
I can use a glory and hope.
Good.
Let's see. Is there a way to, can I just right click and use a glory? No. just gotta roll a dice. Nope.
Nope. Wah, wah. All right. Well, you failed.
Yep.
And it is the
I forgot I built him for ballistic skills.
it is the Skitari's turn. This one at the bottom takes aim at Iron Jaws, hoping and praying that he can put him down. Takes aim with his rifle. Kablam. And holy fuck, look at all those sixes. 5 shifts? You're gonna learn today, boy.
That's brutal.
Sorry, 3 shifts.
We only see question marks.
Uh-oh.
You better not be pulling our legs here.
Well, you'll see right here. I mean, I can't shift
dear.
unless it actually lets me shift it, so... 14 damage, rapid fire, and rending.
Rending doesn't sound good.
Okay, so rapid fire, if you hit with a rapid fire weapon at short range, gain extra damage dice equal to the weapon's rapid fire rating, which is 1. And rending, these powerful weapons punch through armor. When you shift an exalted icon as part of the attack with a rending weapon, the weapon's AP improves by the rending rating for that attack. Ah, okay. Well, it is normally AP 0, so now it would be AP 1, because it's rending 1. Alright. 14 damage to Iron Jaws with an AP of 1. He takes some wounds, and it just looks like it makes him more angry. The other Skitari that you're fighting, Doc,
Yeah.
he is the one that had the pistol and the weapon. You see he's wielding a power maul, which he takes a swing at, and he's going to try to bash your head in.
Yeah.
Kind of like that.
Yeah.
He's got a complication as well, but he does hit you. Your defense 1, right?
Yeah, can I do the
Yes, you
full
may.
defense?
Mm-hmm. No rolls complication. His weapon gets stuck. Okay.
What do I have to roll for full defense?
I believe it's initiative.
Oh, shit.
Full defense. Roll your initiative. Every icon increases your defense by 1.
Sweet.
That's
It's
1
down.
plus icons. So your defense would go up by 2. Which would make it defense 3.
Okay.
And he's wounded, so it would be DN 4. So he fails. All right, well, that's it. So he missed. And his weapon gets stuck. As you duck, he swings at you, and his power maul gets stuck in the side of the shuttle. He's trying to pull it free right now. Grave Scorcher, you're up. Round 2.
All right. I will run forward, and I'd say here's probably appropriate to go after the guy on the bottom with
Okay.
my burner.
All right.
So I'll do that. And he's 3. Sorry, one more time. 3.
They're defense 1 normally. It was extra defense because you were so far away.
Oh, so
But we fucked that up because you were using a grenade, so grenades are always defense 3.
okay.
Our
So
blast weapons are defense 3.
this is 1 then.
If you're shooting him, yes.
Okay. So
Are you-
DN should be 1.
Yes, but keep in mind that Iron Jaws is in melee combat with him. So if you try to shoot, I believe there are rules for shooting into combat. Yeah. When using a ranged attack against a target who is engaged in melee, there's a chance the shot goes awry. If the Wrath die is a 1, the ranged attack is made against a random target in the melee instead of the chosen target.
Okay.
If you take the aim combat action, you can negate the penalties for firing. Well, you're using a flamethrower, so
Yeah.
you'll hit him if you hit this guy, unless you shoot the other one down here. Oh, that's right. I'm
That's
sorry.
what-
This guy's
yeah,
dead.
that's-
What am I talking about? Never mind. Just kill the guy.
So this guy's okay.
Yeah, he's not in melee.
Okay.
He's about to be, but he's not.
And so just base of 1.
You got it.
Okay. Here we go.
I DM games, people. I really do.
Oof.
That'll do it. Roll damage. And 10 damage. I guess I should have asked this earlier. Do you actually light them on fire with the burner?
I believe so.
Things to know.
Traits, flamer.
What does that do?
Attacks made with a flamer ignore cover. If you hit a target with a flamer, blazing liquid fills the space between you and your target in a straight line.
Oh.
The flowing torrent of flame can be guided by the wielder of a flamer to set multiple foes ablaze. So.
Is that it?
A weapon with the
Oh, there's
flamer
no
trait is
text.
considered to have the inflict on fire trait.
Oh. That's probably a condition, I would imagine. On fire. You're on fire. Take 1d3 mortal wounds at the start of each of your turns. Oh, that's huge, because mortal wounds ignore resilience in this game. You may then use your action to throw yourself prone and attempt to put the fire out with a DN3 athletics test. Alternatively, you can attempt to ignore the flames and take your turn as normal, but you must make a DN3 willpower test. If you fail, you become hindered. Oh, yeah. That's... Okay. So the initial blast doesn't do a tremendous amount to this guy. They seem pretty heavily armored. However, he does catch fire. Much to your glee. Loktar!
Alright. I'm gonna rush in to help Peppa.
Okay.
What a king.
I'll give you an extra die because you outnumber him. I don't know if that's a thing in this game, but that seems fine or fair. Choppa test. Roll damage. 9 damage. Okay. That is only, I think, okay, so I think we did this wrong earlier, Sean. I'll have to double check for next time. I believe if you equal the target's resilience, they take a point of shock, not wounds. But we'll check that for next time, because that's what you just did here. You equaled it. So, you hit him, but not for very much. Iron Jaws looks both ways, sees a guy who's on fire, and sees a guy who's putting up a fight and has no weapon, and he goes for that guy. With another resounding wah, charging into glorious combat, and gets a... Oh, I was like, oh, that's a critical hit. Well, another 21 damage later, and the Skitari leader is smashed to pulp against the side of the shuttle. You guys can see Ironjaw's eyes are literally burning red right now with glee. Head Haka, there is one Skitari remaining who is on fire.
And he's pretty close to Scorcha.
Yeah, I mean, he's a couple feet away. He's not engaged, but if you shot, you would definitely hit him with your blaster.
I think I'm gonna scoop up one of the dead guys and like try to loot their weapons and maybe, you know, drag his body onto the ship.
Okay, you can do that.
How much I can lift.
Yeah, I mean, they're heavy, but you can drag him. You can tell he's not... He's got armor. He doesn't seem to be full metal like the robot. Peppa.
So there's one guy left alive.
Yep, just this one.
I will pick up my Erdy syringe and I'll go for the second attack.
Okay.
This time I will full out attack. All out attack.
Ooh, look at this guy using the rules.
Yeah. I'm gonna
What does that do?
+2 bonus dice to all melee attacks, but -2 defense until the start of my next turn. So,
And you go down to defense 0?
don't know. Not sure.
I would imagine no. Like, they don't auto-hit you, I would not think. Okay, well that's fine. I mean, really, what's the difference when you're defense 1 or defense 0?
Man, I
wow,
have
that
been
was
rolling
awful.
bad.
Got
Alright.
a ref?
No, I'm out of wrath.
Alright. You want to roll point of glory?
Yeah, I guess.
Well, actually, no, that would be a waste because you need DN4? Why is it 4?
Oh, I didn't target him. I would need DN2 because they're defense 1, right?
Yeah. So yeah, if you roll the glory, you could hit him. If you
Give it a
wanna burn one.
shot.
Oh my god.
Oh, it's been a rough night for Peppa.
Yep. All right. Well, the remaining Skitari takes D3 mortal wounds
Oh, okay, yeah.
from the fire, and he dies as he burns to a crisp before
You
your
got
very
him.
eyes.
I'll count it as a win for Peppa.
I did that.
That was all me.
Okay. Well, he begins to melt into a bubbling pool of metal and cloth, and for now, the shots stop, and you guys are able to get into the shuttle, and
Before we go, I would like to grab at least one of their guns.
sure,
Okay. I need something to shoot with.
okay, yeah, we can just make a note of that. I'll give it to you later.
Sick.
Yes,
Okay, cool.
I would also really like a sidearm kind of thing, potentially. Would be super helpful.
Well, they're all of them have a rifle except the sergeant who had a pistol and the power maul. So, if any looting is going to take place, now is the time to do it. You hear the pilot shouting like, "We need to get the hell out of here! Hurry up!"
Grave Scorcher will try, if everyone's cool, take the pistol.
Yeah, go for it.
Okay.
Yeah, I'll just drag the normal guy up.
Okay.
His gear. See how that works out.
All right. So I'll put the pistol on your character sheet here, Grave Scorcher. It's called a radium pistol. And then, at Heka, you took one of the rifles,
Sure.
and so did Peppa.
Yep.
Okay. So you have a galvanic rifle.
Okay.
It's like a standard. Like I said, it looks like a flintlock rifle. But it doesn't shoot flintlock bullets, I'll tell you that much. Iron Jaws looks like he's slightly less angry after having a fight. But he looks disappointed when you guys start to get back on the ship. However, those things have to happen. So you guys all pile back into the shuttle. And it looks like whatever thing happened when you guys came out here has fried some of the systems on the shuttle. It takes a few minutes, but they do eventually get it fired back up, probably with Head Hacka's help. And finally, you guys take off and begin to return to the Vindication. If you guys want to discuss amongst yourselves for a moment, refill my water.
Sick. Right, boys, now we got some high-quality ranged weapons.
Peppa, I think Grave Scorcher would like look at you and just point at his face. You're like, oh my god.
Oh, yeah. Alright, I'm here. And I guess he will do his best to feed you drugs and reinsert your jaw. Medicated. 5 successes. I don't know if that works.
I don't know. I think I'd say we'll just say yeah, sure.
Yeah, give it enough time, orcs heal.
Could always get a metal gob.
Yeah? We can make one from all these guys' metal bits.
Now that is interesting.
And you could look like your hero, Iron Jaws, if you did that.
Yeah, we'll all just get metal gobs and call ourselves the Iron Jaws.
Oh, big little brother.
Or a new
Team Iron
clan.
Jaws.
Yeah, the Iron Jaws clan. Every orc gets an Iron Jaw.
I mean,
Yeah.
there's crazier shit out there. That sounds
Yeah,
pretty
can
normal,
I-
to be honest.
Yeah?
Can Peppa try and give me an iron jaw?
Well, Yeah, I mean, he needs to bring you back to the ship to do like actual stuff. I mean, with the Medicaid test he did, he could probably like, pop your jaw back into place, but it is actually broken, so it'll take like, some extended medical to fix it up. Now, you could get like an armored iron gob, which is just like the metal part that covers your face. If you actually wanted to get the bionic replacement, you'd have to get the augmentic talent, and you can. That's one of the mechanical upgrades you can get. Like that's what Iron Jaws actually has. Like his iron gob is his lower part of his mouth. Like his actual jaw is gone. So it's one of two things for an orc. It's actually a replacement, or it's a piece of armor that like covers the bottom half of their face. So.
Gotcha.
You could do either one, but if you want to do the actual one that is the replacement, then you have to take the talent, and it does give you a bonus. It gives you the Iron Gob gives you +1 armor, which stacks with other armor, and it also gives you a +1 bonus die to intimidation tests, and it also allows you to make a melee bite attack with a damage of 6 +2 ED. Which is just what I did when he did his headbutt against you, Sean. That seemed about the same.
Interesting. Okay.
So yeah,
Cool.
you can, if you buy that talent, then that's one of the things you can do. So.
All right.
Or you could eventually use your influence and your wealth to try to purchase one and then get one installed. But you got to have someone install it, which can be risky. So.
Would that Medicare test, would that have helped me with wounds at all?
Yeah. Well, I mean, it will say that he's just patching you up and trying to like reset your jaw. So,
Okay.
He doesn't have any shifts, so it's just you get one health back.
Okay.
Because it probably takes about 20-30 minutes to get back up to the Vindication. You guys do return to the ship. You can tell that the ship has definitely suffered a little bit of damage. You can see there are some lights out and flickering across the hull. And when you guys get back on board, there is a lot of activity, as you can see, typical of like when the ship has been in some sort of fight or suffered damage. When you get back to the plasma drive room where your homes are, you learn that you may not understand it, but basically some sort of solar pulse or radiation burst came through space, and that's what caused all the interference with the electronics. The ship was caught unaware, and they've been hit by it, and all the communication within the ship is pretty much down, and you can tell that they're doing lots of repairs. When you guys get back to the engine room, a lot of the Grots in particular, and then Mulgrim and any other mech boys, they are hard at work trying to fix a few things and make sure there's been no damage to the warp or the plasma drive, which doesn't seem like it is. It seems it's mostly a thing for your communication system. Okay, yeah, so that's what's happened while you guys were gone. When you get back, Octarius and Commissar Blaze are there to meet you, and they see that you guys have brought some stuff back. Blaze and the guards escort you back to the plasma drive room, and you can see Octarius and his servitors begin taking a look at the bodies. Head Hacka, before they bring you guys out, she kind of looks at everything, and she looks at the group of you and she says, "Well, what did you find?"
The biggest thing was a metal man full of grenades.
Yeah, even though you can't see Octarius's face, his body language suggests that he is very interested in the robot.
Next biggest, this fella.
I'll lift up the remains of the corpse I had dragged along.
You definitely see a look of recognition on her face, but she kind of just looks at it in a bit of disgust as you're like holding up this dead body. Other than that, she doesn't say anything. She lets you finish.
Also, data slates.
And hand over whatever recordings and bric-a-brac I'd uploaded from.
Okay. Yeah, she when you extend them, she holds a hand out and she takes it. And she says, anything else?
Well, I kind of play dumb and call it there.
Yeah, when she says that, Iron Jaws goes, ain't that enough? And he starts stomping past her. You see she bristles at that a bit, but, you know, that's pretty typical of how he is. So, you guys are led back, escorted, you know, as it usually is. And they seem satisfied with all of that. So for the moment, you guys are back in your home, and you have some time. Obviously, they take all your weapons and things like that. They let you keep the stuff you took, but they do like put it with your gear. They don't let you take it, you know, into the plasma room. So, you know, the pistol and the rifles you guys got, they're yours, but obviously with weapons, they don't let you keep them in here. So you guys are back. What do you do?
Yeah, I think now would be the time for Grave Scorcher to get some assistance from Dr. Peppa.
All right. Well, yeah, it'll take a Medicaid test. You've got the proper, quote unquote, proper facilities up here to fix him. What do you want to do, Peppa? How are you going to go about this?
I guess I would just find some solid metals and then start bolting them onto his face. Making like a ramshackle iron gob.
Oh my god. Okay.
Or if I can use my superior wealth as a bad moon.
Well, let's.
I
I think this is
funnier?
worth probably playing out because you know his jaw is actually broken. That's significant, no matter what kind of creature you are. So
Yeah.
So like, tell us, like, you guys are back. I assume you bring him back to the doc's tent. The orc from last session is still there. The guy whose head got crushed by the pipe. You can see that one of his boots has been stolen by probably the grots that were fighting, and there's a bunch of shit that was knocked over when they were fighting over it. So yeah, Scorcher, you follow him in there. You know, your jaw half hanging like out of the fucking socket, and you see there's a headless orc, fairly fresh body, strapped to the fucking operating table, and he's missing a boot.
What is there?
Oh, don't worry. He was like that when I found him. I'm gonna unstrap him and just roll the body off the operating table.
Yeah, Grave Scorcher would just reluctantly sit.
Oh my god, that's too funny. It's true. That's the sad thing.
That's
He's
Orc.
not lying. He's not lying.
Yeah, I didn't do that to him. Oh, the food thing, yeah.
Oh my god. Okay, carry on. I'm sorry. That was way too good.
Yeah. So then I'll scrounge metals from the scrap areas and just start with my understanding of orc anatomy, put his jaw back into place as it should be, and then make like a splint of metals.
Okay, as you're scrounging around for metal, the one grot who tried to help you move the body has reappeared, and he starts like asking a bunch of questions and helping you gather metal bits.
Nice. I'll give him like a little white smock.
He wears it proudly. He definitely feels way more important than he probably should right now.
Amazing. So you want me to just roll a Medicaid check?
Yeah, so I'm sorry, you're making basically a metal splint for his mouth?
Basically, yeah.
Okay. How are you attaching it? Like, are you actually bolting it to his face, or are you trying to, like, actually make a quote-unquote splint or a cast here?
We're orcs. I'm gonna bolt it to his face.
Okay. All right. You do that. Oh, my. And I was going to say, Scorcha, please give me a toughness test
Okay.
to see how well you endure.
What's the base?
D is DN3.
3. Okay.
Okay.
I'm gonna re-roll. I think.
All right.
Nice.
Okay.
Damn.
Oh.
You had a critical fail too? Oh my goodness. Okay. 2. Let's just see what they are. Give me anything exciting here. More warp interference. Oh wow. Okay. All right. So you do both pass the test. So the operation is successful. And Scorcha, despite the pain, you do not pass out or anything like that. However, with the complications, Peppa, there are some complications. You get about halfway through with this thing, and you realize that you've bolted it on the wrong side of the jaw. You bolted it on the side that was not broken.
No.
So rather than like half a splint, you end up splinting his whole face, and you feel just excruciating pain go through your entire jawline as you feel your bones smashed back together and bolts piercing into your thick green flesh. Scorcha, with your complication, what happens is they end up removing one of your big lower tusks in your mouth, and you end up with a replacement that the grot provides you, Dr. Peppa, with basically like a big like nail that he found. So now in place of one of his teeth, he has a giant spiky bit of metal sticking out.
Cool, actually.
It is, but the tooth will never grow back.
Rip.
Oh man.
You see the grot quickly pockets that tooth when that gets removed.
I call it a tip.
And yeah, Scorcha, when you awaken, well, I guess you weren't really ever out. You didn't pass out. When the operation is done, and you look at yourself in a dirty mirror, you see that you have basically a metal jaw type splint, but rather than the cool iron gob that Iron Jaws has, you have more like the headgear when someone has like a horrible tooth surgery.
Excellent.
But your jaw will heal and be fixed. As an orc, you'll recuperate fairly quickly. So, but it looks kind of goofy, and you can't wear your mask over it, unfortunately.
Oh no.
And when you guys are finished, you see the grot proudly standing next to you, Peppa. He brushes his hands and he goes, "Job's a good un."
Yep, damn straight.
And yeah, he wanders off and starts scrounging through your ship.
All right, let's go find us a new victim or patient.
Loktar and Headhacka, what are you two doing?
I'm gonna follow Headhacka and ask him what he plans to do with the rock.
Yeah, at this point, Iron Jaws definitely gets in on that conversation as well.
Not so sure about this one. It's certainly a rock. Let's have a look, shall we?
And I guess I take folks down to whatever ramshackle lab
Mm-hmm.
that tinkering is performed in.
Yeah, I'm sure you have like a little workshop that you've set up at this point.
Yeah. And try to figure out what's going on. Throw some experiments in. Hit it with a laser or something.
Do you want to make a tech test?
Yeah,
See what you're able
let's do
to
that.
discover.
Let's start with that.
Okay.
Can I say that I'm not grievously wounded? Do I take a rest before this all happens?
Yeah,
we
yeah.
can
You guys,
jump right
you guys will event unless you do it right now. But if you wait till like the next day, then you guys can heal yourselves up to full. You got a shift.
Let's just do more info on that one.
Okay. So you do a couple typical orky experiments. You know, hit it with a hammer, hit it with a laser, look at it really closely. You know, look at it really closely with your bionic eye. Very, very intuitive stuff. Eventually what happens is Scornshar obviously, you know, talks to each of you guys to see like what happened on the planet and things like that. When Scornshar comes to your workshop and you're working on this, Loktar, I guess you're probably hanging out kind of watching him do this, watching him work. When you strike it, we'll say you're striking it with your little laser you have, you see Scornshar grabs his head and like shouts in pain, like, and he like falls to one knee as you do that. And when you stop, you can see like he starts to gather his wits back about him, and he looks at you like, "What'd you do that for?"
What? You just walk in here. What
But yeah,
happened?
both of you can tell that when he hit the rock, it clearly affected Scornshar somehow. Shornskar.
Are you alright now?
He takes a deep breath and he kind of looks at it. He's like, "That rock messing with me head. It's like I can't see Gork and Mork no more. I can't hear them. Where'd you get that?"
It's a rock up from planet side.
Kind of scratches his chin. He's like, "Well, I don't like it." At this point, Ironjaw's wandering around, probably heard the commotion, and he stomps in, and he's like, "What are you doing in here, head hacker?"
Seeing if anything comes of this bit of middle.
Loktar, do you say or do anything? Eric, I think you're muted.
Oh, sorry. So where do? Sorry, this is kind of like outside of this. Where do orcs believe their warp psychic powers come from? Like, would we connect anything to like warp energies or?
Well, you
The Eye
clear.
of Terror.
Maybe not like the warp or anything like that, but I mean, you can definitely tell that the rock is affecting him, and he's the only psyker, really. I mean, all orcs are psychers to some degree with how their psychic powers work, but he's the only like true psyker. So I mean, orcs, you know, they probably think that it's their gifts from Gork and Mork, and it's just them channeling the energy of the rest of the boys around them. But yeah, clearly, to you, it looks like it obviously like disrupted him or hurt him in some way.
Okay.
I mean, I would say on a basic level, you guys, one way or another, would probably piece together it seems to interfere with his powers in some way.
put a metal bowl over it and ask, "Is it better?"
He nods his head a little bit, but you can tell it's still, he could probably still feel it or sense it.
What's Rock messing with powers for?
All of you can make a intellect. Actually, hold on, let's see. A scholar test, if anybody has any points in that.
Got one of those.
Yeah, I don't see the orcs getting very good on this. Oh, look at that! Head hacker. Iron Jaws gets a complication. Yeah, his head hurts right now. Head hacker, do you want to use a ruin or a point of glory?
Oh, yeah, sure. I'll use a wrath here. Got one of those. Nice.
I don't see anything.
It just re-rolled from the previous
Oh,
one. So I'm up to
I
5.
see. Oh, nice. Okay. You've got a shift there as well if you'd like to use that.
Let's do info. Why not?
All right. So you have actually, you've heard stories that there are weapons and things like that out there that can interfere with powers like this. And you guys at this point, you know that there are other species out there that have similar powers, but whereas you guys would probably think and believe it's from your gods, Gork and Mork, you know, you might assume it's the same from, you know, whatever gods the humans worship, or maybe it's, you know, it's just magic, quote unquote, or just maybe some weird war gear they have. So, I mean, you guys know, like, you've seen the sanctioned psyker that the rogue trader has in her group. What's her name? Regina Cartren. So you guys know there are similar things. You've heard that there are weapons and things out there that can interfere with their powers, and you're guessing that this substance might have something to do with that. You've never heard of a rock being able to do that, but I mean, to your work mind, it makes sense. Well, you know, a piece of metal can, in theory, block a bullet, so why couldn't this, you know, block his mind powers, so to speak?
It's maybe shield against old boys. Weird boys?
He kind of nods to that a little bit. You see Iron Jaws getting impatient with the conversation. What's it matter? Why are we discussing this? We should be discussing what we're gonna do next. How many more times we gonna go down to these planets for this Umi? How many times we gonna sit here and take orders?
So we
Maybe we
scrap
can
here
use
on
this.
board.
Sorry, was that Locktar?
Maybe we could use this. If we can be used against our boys, how can it be used against others?
That gets a bit of a grin from Iron Jaws. Shorn Scar, though, he's kind of got a neutral look. He's obviously contemplating all of this. You guys all know that that Iron Jaws has always been probably the most violent, aggressive, and disruptive orc in the tribe, and it's only gotten worse as the days and years have gone by. And it's gotten worse as of late, and, you know, now he's kind of starting to suggest something, which, I'll leave that up to you, what your characters might think about that. But you all know that Iron Jaws is not only a firm believer in the whole, there's going to be a boy that leads everyone and the prophecy, but he's fairly convinced that he is that orc. And he's been starting to sprout that kind of stuff to anyone who will listen the last few months. Peppa and Scorcha, you guys can be part of this conversation as well, because this probably happened on a different day, so if you guys want to be there, you certainly could.
Okay, yeah. I mean, Peppa would just pipe up. I'm good for a scrap. Oh, we need to get our weapons.
As you guys are discussing this, a couple other orcs have come by, and word's kind of starting to spread a little bit. And when Iron Jaws starts kind of sprouting, like maybe it's time to do something about your situation. There's another orc, another knob. You guys have seen him around. You may or may not know his name. He actually stomps up and basically kind of challenges Iron Jaws, like, you're not the chosen one, you're not the prophet, sort of thing. And very quickly this devolves into a shouting match and a shoving match. And as Iron Jaws kind of shoves him out of your workshop, Head Hacka, you guys can see that there's a bunch of orcs and grots that have started to gather around, and pretty soon there's like a Fight Club circle that has emerged around these guys. And you guys have seen this happen a couple times. It's gotten worse the last few months, as Iron Jaws continues to get bigger and stronger and grow larger. More and more of the knobs in the tribe have started challenging him and challenging each other, and it looks like there's about to be another one of these fights.
Oh shit.
What do you
I
do?
got 10 teeth on Iron Jaw.
That sounds about right. You guys just sit back and watch?
Yeah, start hyping up the boys around.
Okay. Well, that's not a hard thing to do. And as usual, there are many orcs taking bets as this is about to unfold. Does anybody else throw down any money? Say you have wealth here, so you can use your wealth if you actually do want to bet. You see Zingit's often, he's got another one of his fellow grots who begins to take some bets for anyone around here.
Where's wealth again?
I think it's on your notes tab. Let's see.
I don't see it. Yeah.
Oh, it's on your gear tab. Top right.
I have 0, so never mind.
Anybody start with any wealth?
I'm a badman, so I get +1 wealth at the end of every session, so I guess I would
You'd
have
have one
then. Oh yeah, I throw down 1. I mean, whatever 1 wealth is.
Let's just double check here and see if you actually start with wealth. Wealth. 38 and 206. Your starting wealth is equal to your tier. You guys are tier 2.
Nice. So I have 3 wealth.
Oh, so I should have at least 2.
Yeah, everybody should start with 2.
Okay.
And in this case, it's mostly teeth that you guys have. Maybe a couple belongings here and there, but definitely teeth.
Yeah. Well, I would put a tooth on. I'll put a tooth on Iron Jaws.
All right. Okay, so yeah, everybody give yourself the 2 wealth to start, and you can basically spend 1 wealth, up to 2 wealth, so as much as you want to bet. And yeah, the fight begins as this knob and Iron Jaws begin to battle it out. And well, let's see what happens here. So we'll do a initiative test for them each.
Oh, you know what? I should have asked the name of this guy, because if his name is like "fuck him up, kills a lot," then shit.
Knob Stomper.
The other knob's name is Gutrecha.
I mean, that's pretty cool.
And Gutrecha has initiative, so he is going to go first. And they're just bashing each other with fists at this point. There's no weapons, at least not yet. And we'll keep these private to keep this. All right, so they both have fairly low defense. Well, not too low. But the knob starts off, Gutrecha. He basically just he charges in and starts wailing on Iron Jaws. Gets a couple good punches in, and, looks like, maybe does a little bit, but not a whole lot. You guys know that Iron Jaws is a pretty tough guy, and, he strikes back, gives him a big boot to the chest, and knocks Gutrecha back. Doesn't do a whole lot of damage, but he does make a little distance as they start to circle each other. You hear Gutrecha go, "You's not the chosen one, Iron Jaws. I is. I'm gonna lead the tribe." And you just see Iron Jaws go, "This gonna be the last mistake you ever make." They continue to fight. This time, do some post tests here. Oh boy. All right. So, Gutrecha, they basically kind of like lock, almost like they're like collegiate wrestling. And you see as he moves in, Gutrecha slips on a wrench or a tooth that someone has thrown into the fight. And he like falls to one knee. And you see Iron Jaws, well, let's roll to see what he actually does here. He gets the Crimson Ash critical like you had before. You see that the fight basically spills into your workshop, Head Hacka, much to your dismay, as tools and things go flying everywhere. You guys hear Gutrecha scream in pain, and he staggers out of the hut, clutching his face, and you see that his skin is burning and boiling and smoking, and you see that Iron Jaws tosses like some sort of blowtorch that you had in your workshop to the ground, clearly having used it, and he charges in and gives him a big old headbutt right across the face, and Gutrecha staggers back, and one more test here. He tries to put up a bit more of a fight as he takes his hand away from his face. You see the skin is all burnt, his eye is all fucked up, and he takes a swing at Iron Jaws, and his hand connects with his iron gob, and you hear the bones in his hand crack when he punches Iron Jaws right in the face. And you see a big grin. Well, I guess he's not really capable of a grin, but you know he's grinning. And Iron Jaws snaps down with his iron gob on Gutrecha's hand and just rips the hand clean off, swallows it in one gulp, and then you see he latches onto him at the throat with the iron gob, and with a sickening crack and a spray of blood, Gutrecha falls to the ground, instantly dead. And you see Iron Jaws turns to face everybody with a howl of triumph, blood dripping from the bottom of the gob down his chest, and you see that he rips a few teeth out of Gutrecha's mouth as trophies. And you see he's kind of huffing and puffing and hulking. He's like, "I told ya, I's the chief, I's the war boss. Anybody else challenges me, they gonna be dead just like this git." And you see a lot of orcs begin chanting Iron Jaw's name and clearly following step. If you bet on Iron Jaws, you get a point of wealth in addition to whatever you bet. So you gain a point of wealth from your bet. What does the party think of that? How do our 4 characters react to this?
Boy, Peppa, you gonna drag that one off too?
Yeah, actually, come help me.
I do, yeah.
Pepper's very indifferent. I mean, as long as he gets to find new test subjects or patients, he's always in a good mood.
Okay. What about the rest of you?
Oh, Grave Scorch is in, because if there's something to burn out there, he's probably going to find it with Iron Jaws.
Okay. Yeah, I want to know what's going inside all of your little orc minds right now.
Yeah, I'd say Mokhtar is very likes what Ironjaw is talking about and wants to hear more, and definitely happy he won.
Okay. How about Head Hacker?
I'd say sort of indifferent. It's excited about that, but wants to is Short Scar kind of in the area?
Oh yeah, he's always
impression.
like watching. Yeah, he's like he's, I guess the best way to view how his demeanor is, he's kind of like if this was like a Native American tribe, he's like the chief. Like he's always watching. Everybody knows he's like the oldest and wisest. He's always telling like stories and legends. He's not very quick to react. He always kind of thinks things through, which, for an orc is a bit unusual, but everybody attributes that to the fact that he's a weird boy, so it just makes sense to everybody. And because he's a weird boy, most orcs would consider him kind of touched by Gork and Mork. So most orcs wouldn't even think of threatening him, just because that's like threatening Gork and Mork yourself. Unless you're a very powerful, brave, or stupid, or suicidal orc, you probably wouldn't do that. So he's watching, and he doesn't really see. He's very neutral to it. But you can tell he understands that this is the natural order of things, and someone's going to emerge on top. He's probably told you guys stories of bosses in the past of the tribe who, just never made it. Do you say anything to Scornshar? Yeah, to Shornscar, Head Hacker?
I don't think so. I just wanted to keep a tab and see if he had any reaction. And otherwise, I don't know. Just try to help out Peppa with a bad experiment, if that's in the cards.
Okay. Well, you guys begin to drag the body off. Your grot orderly reappears, Peppa, and looks like he's all too eager to help. And the two of you begin to drag that body off to Dr. Pepper's practice. Meanwhile, Lokhtar and Scorcha, you guys, you can see that, yeah, Ironjaws does do a little bit of a bit of a preachy speech, and you've noticed over the last couple months that these have gotten more serious, and it seems like he's just always feeding off of everybody's energy. And you can tell that he's like a ticking bomb. It's only a matter of time before he finally just fucking loses it and goes on a rampage. And basically what he is saying to the rest of the tribe and trying to get people amped up about is that it's time for the orcs to rise up and basically throw off the shackles of oppression. And it's time for you guys to start thinking about, he thinks there's more to life than this. Even though most of the tribe has kind of been complacent and used to this, he's always been headstrong against that for whatever reason. And over the last few months, he's gotten more and more orcs to follow his mindset. And it seems like there's even more now, including two of you. And at least to Lokhtar and Scorcha, if you're kind of buying into what he's saying, you're probably thinking in your heads like, oh, maybe he is the chosen one. He is going to lead us to freedom, and probably like kind of questioning like, yeah, why do we listen to these Umis? Like they're, we're stronger than them, even though you don't know why you've ever listened to them, and it's never really been put to the test, just kind of been the way things are. So unless there's a different perception, or if you guys want to clarify anything about your characters as to how they think about this, that's kind of what the situation is at this point.
No, I'm good.
Yeah, I'd say that seems good.
Yeah, I'm mostly referring to Locktar and Scorcha since they're kind of listening to him ramble on.
Yeah, I think Scorcher is definitely into at least just following Iron Jaws, because that means he really wants to fight, and that means that there's going to be things to burn.
Okay. Locktar, how about you?
Yeah, I think Locktar's pretty much on board. He's but I feel like the commander's a little bit always like on the outside anyways. So I hear a lot, and I probably feel just similar to that, but there's a lot more out there than just this ship.
Gotcha. Okay. Well, perhaps the seeds of rebellion are beginning to take root in your tribe. We shall have to see what comes of this next time. I think this is a good place to stop. So, thank you, listeners, for joining us tonight. Feels good to be back in the GM seat here, and I feel like I've got all my faculties about me this time. So, sorry for the rough start last week, but I'm feeling it now. I'm feeding off the boys' energy, as they say. So thank you, players. Always fucking hilarious. Exactly what I hoped. So, yeah. Unless anybody else has anything else, I think we can pull the plug on this one. So, thank you all once again for stopping by and listening. And we will see you same time, same place next week. Nighty night.